Beer was the traditional thing to put out for Santa.
Beer for Santa?
Yeah.
God, you guys are so cool. You guys are so cool. Sydney, New South Wales, Australia, what is good? Woo. It is a delight to be here, to return to your lovely city, in your lovely province, state, region, area, state. Okay, cool, me too. In your lovely state, in your lovely country. Gosh, I love it here. If Sydney wasn't so far away from everything, I would move here. It's delightful, but I'm so excited to be here in front of not a sold-out show, not in front of a sold-out crowd, an allocation exhausted crowd. Woo! I appreciate it so much because one, it's very cool and awesome, and I'm so grateful that so many people want to come to the show, but two, it makes me really excited because I'm a vindictive, petty boy. And when I was planning this tour, I reached out to a little venue you might have heard of called the Sydney Opera House. They do have smaller rooms at the Sydney Opera House. And I tried to perform in their 200-seat room. And they, after a couple of emails, were like, we don't think you would sell enough tickets. So thanks, but no thanks. Well, guess what, Sydney Opera House? We sold out the Comedy Store. And I'm very excited for this show. We can now leave all of the negative energy out of the room and only get on to the fun, positive stuff, which is me going on and on about how great all of your food is, and then maybe also talking about Percy Jackson. So, in order to do that, we got to bring on our guest, because I'm never on this podcast alone, I'm never on this journey alone. I'm always joined by someone along the journey, and this is someone who has not been on this podcast before. But if you are a fan of the Sydney Swans, you may have heard her lovely work on the True Bloods podcast. Please make some noise for tonight's guest, Sydney's own Polly Burridge!
Hello.
How's it going?
Good. Beautiful day in Sydney today, as always.
Beautiful. Gosh, I love doing the whole thing where I just come here in the winter instead. It's so nice. It's so good. I've very much enjoyed it. How have you been of late?
Good. It's the New Year's break, which has been lovely. So I'm off work at the moment, which has timed perfectly with this, and it's the New Year. So what could be better?
Yeah, I didn't know. I'm glad people showed up. I only learned the hard way that, I guess because of the combination of summer and then the New Year and everything, that a lot of stuff just shuts down for the end of December and early January.
Yes.
Because I was trying to, as you may have seen, we're selling the Camp Regular Person shirts at the merch table, and I was trying to get places to print it, and I was not getting a lot of reply emails from places. And I was getting a lot that were like, we would love to help you out on January 15th. And I was like, that is 12 days too late.
And I will be in Melbourne.
Yeah, I will not be in Sydney anymore. But I did have one group who I gotta give a shout out to Collab Customs, who did do the shirts. So they're locally printed here in Sydney from down the street. They were so nice. They were so delightful. I couldn't get my international data to work. They called me a car from the place where I picked up the shirts to this venue. It's been great. Everyone here is so nice. So, we are here to cover 2 chapters of The House of Hades. We're going to be covering chapters 10 and 11. They are Leo chapters. They are very chaotic. I'm very excited to get into them. But before we do, this is your first time on the podcast. So we have to ask you, how did you come into contact with the Percy Jackson books and the Heroes of Olympus books?
So, like everyone in your life, I found them through you.
Nice.
Because if people don't know, I have been a fan and friend of Shoes for 8 years.
A long time.
A long time.
Long enough where I'm starting to approach when people ask how long have you been making podcasts, I will soon in a couple of months have to say a decade.
Years. Yeah. So obviously was a huge Podless fan, and then when Shube started doing the Percy Jackson series, obviously followed along with that too. So so everyone's aware, I am also up to the same point as Shub. So if I say anything that sounds like a spoiler, I genuinely don't know. So please don't get mad at me.
Yeah, we are right up at the same point in which we are at chapter 11. We don't even know who the next narrator in the book is. Something backstage, we were like, I wonder who the fourth narrator is going to be. We are right on the same page there. So that's cool. So let's get into it. Where we last left our heroes, I honestly don't remember because the last time I did a live show for this was months and months ago, and in between I did all of the press stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't remember exactly where we left off. Oh yeah, it was like Leo. He was like down under.
He was having
the
a dream.
Argo. Yeah, scary dream with a big statue. Yeah, he was cuddling with Nike in the hand of the giant Athena. But we start chapter 10, which is called Leo. We'll retitle it. It opens with, quote, Leo had designed the mess hall's walls to show real-time scenes from Camp Half-Blood. At first, he thought that was a pretty awesome idea. Now he wasn't so sure. And I thought it was like, oh no, is bad stuff already happening at Camp Half-Blood? Like, is the attacks going down?
That was the vibe that I got, and it was just like, no, they're having too much fun and we're really sad. Yeah.
No, they're just... Leo's like, no, everyone's just having such a fun time doing camp stuff, and people are not at camp, and they want to be at camp. And I was like, all right, well, it's better than the direction I thought I was going to go. And it was like, oh, look, it's our good friend whoever, and they're dead. So then Leo, as the narrator, talks about how the time zone shift also makes him realize how far away from home they are. And you want to talk about time zones, Leo?
Yeah, look.
Try flying here from Houston to Auckland, being there for a couple of days, and then going to Sydney, and also having a young baby to deal with, naps and sleep. Talk to me later, Leo.
Yeah.
Check your privilege at the door.
Though I will say, we obviously have to communicate via time zone. And it's not too bad, the Australia to US time zone. It's the Australia to the UK that sucks, because that's a 12-hour difference. Yeah. So it's like literally the middle of the night when it's the middle of the day here. Yeah,
it was wild. I haven't had to, I guess I didn't have to do as much the last time I was here, but I was organizing so many different things for recordings when I was in Auckland doing some podcast stuff, and then now here in Sydney. And just, I commend all of you for all the time zone math to be like, okay, well, it's tomorrow here. It's yesterday there. You gotta, it's minus 18 hours, which I guess is the same as plus 6 and minus a day. Like, it's been wild. And then aren't our daylight savings like they don't line up?
Yeah.
How fun.
Very fun. Very
Does
fun.
Australia have any of the ones where it's like a half hour?
Oh, yes. So Adelaide's a half an hour.
Oh, so I think that's why I didn't go there on tour.
Exactly right. But then,
Stupid Adelaide.
even though Queensland's on the same side of the country, they don't do daylight savings, so they're an hour behind us.
Oh, so you have in Arizona. Okay, well, Arizona doesn't do daylight savings.
And then Perth does do daylight savings, so they're only 3 hours behind, but then sometimes they're 2. It's very weird.
Anyway, Percy Jackson. Leo realizes that yesterday was the 4th of July. So in America, and he realizes they missed this big fireworks celebration that they always have at Camp Half-Blood. And he decides, I'm not going to tell the team. I don't need to lower their spirits anymore. We should have the spirits be as high as possible. He's still spooked from his dream. The dead bodies, the ruined camp, Octavian with Gia's voice in the volleyball pits. Narrator Leo says, quote, he stared down at his eggs and bacon. He wished he could turn off the wall videos. And I wrote, why did you design them? In a way where you couldn't turn them off.
Literally, everything in the Argo 2 does not make sense. Nothing in that boat makes sense.
No.
Like, why would you want a TV screen that never turns off?
Like,
no one's ever wanted that.
Again, this is clearly Leo doesn't have children. This is also...
I would hope so.
My new crusade, as I've learned taking the baby on more flights, we got to get a way to turn off the screens in front of you and not have it wake up from a touchscreen. Because you know who loves to turn it back on? The baby. And you know who I don't want looking at screens? The baby. Please let me do a cool secret code where it just doesn't work anymore.
It does seem weird that they don't have a parent lock.
iPod Nanos had button control locks, and we can't get... So there was a music device. But yes, I can't understand. Like, Leo did this, and it's like, oh, who built this thing? You. Wild. So Jason initiates a chat about the plan, and narrator Leo lets us know that Jason has become the de facto leader, quote, since they lost Annabeth. And I love that Leo knows. Like, there was this whole thing where Percy and Jason were like, am I the leader? Like, no, it always was Annabeth. Yeah. It's always been Annabeth. So I like that Lee knows that it is.
I do like this for Jason, though, as a Jason defender, because... I feel like he's at his own when he gets to lead, and so he's been a bit up in the air, but this kind of, you're feeling like he's coming back to himself.
Yeah, it's interesting. He never really enjoys the leadership role, but at the same time, it's what he's comfortable doing.
Yes.
Yeah, it's normal to him.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it fits that he would slot right in. And that's basically what Leo says. He was the praetor, so it makes sense that he would kind of slot into this role. Leo notes that the stress is showing in Jason's appearance, though. So it just made me think of that classic, hopefully this is a classic meme here, the Obama, like, first term, end of second term meme, where it's like, oh my God, 8 years, yikes.
Now, I was going to say, just specifically shout out his hair. And it's well documented that you are a hair guy.
I am.
Do you think your hair also your emotions show in your hair?
Ooh, maybe because it's just like, if I'm not doing well emotionally, it's like I don't have time to do my hair and it'll just go. I did get my hair cut in Sydney this morning, though. I had to look as fresh as I could for the show. But yeah, I don't know where my emotions show. It would probably be like less in my hair, more like the sagging of my eyes.
Yeah.
It's just like, except no, not my emotions, because there are times, this would happen in college a lot, where I wouldn't get a lot of sleep, and then I would still like feel okay. Like I operate pretty well in low sleep, and I'd be in good spirits.
Are you feeling okay?
Yeah. You look really tired. Oh, great, thanks. So no, I guess my emotions don't show.
You do have a pretty emotive face, so I guess you don't really need to show your hair.
Right. I guess that's what it really is, and this, I've gotten into this problem where my face is so emotive that if I'm not excited about something, the lack of movement in my face is a giveaway. So it's So I think it's more of. I guess it's more of like the lack of excitement would be there. But yeah, Jason with his hair. It mentioned something about brushing his hair, and I've always imagined him with like military buzz cut. So it said something about like his hair being shaggy, and I was like, huh.
Yeah, maybe he just hasn't had a chance to. They didn't bring razors on the Argo too.
Oh, how do they get haircuts? What do they do? Hedge.
Now that's a pivot, but anyway.
Hedge trimmers? Nary Leo notes that Hazel looks tired from steering the ship all night, but her hair's tied up in a bandana, and it makes her look really cute. But then Leo immediately is like, oh, I shouldn't think this. This is my great-grandfather's girlfriend? ? Narrator Leo explains, next to her sat her boyfriend Frank Zhang, dressed in black workout pants and a Roman tourist t-shirt that said, ciao. Was that even a word? Leo.
This annoyed me so much.
Yeah. What about it?
Okay, so we live in a very multicultural city. It seems insane to me that people don't know Italian words. The most basic Italian words I'm saying as I speak with my hands. And for him to not even know ciao, I was just like, come on, man.
Not knowing ciao is wild. I get like, because I have lived in very Italian New Jersey and not very Italian Houston, where Leo is from. So I can get it, because sometimes I'll have friends that'll say my favorite pizza place is Papa John's, and I'm like, oh no,
okay, Pizza Hut or Domino's?
Sorry. Yeah, sorry. I did. Oh, but this is so. I was about to make a reference, but this might be an Australia thing, because I went to Woolworths and this happened. This is a thing that they will do in Texas, is they'll call all pasta spaghetti. And look, you can't groan too much, because I went down the Woolworths aisle and it was called spaghetti. And I was like, no, it's not.
No, okay. The main one we eat here is spaghetti. So they put that on the sign. So if you're looking for spaghetti, you know exactly where to go. We are better than that. But we know there are other kinds.
That's wild to me, just because there is like a name for, I don't know. It'd be like in America if it was just like Captain Crunch. Like, yeah, there's cereal, but yeah. Okay, well, that makes me feel a little better, but still. So I could see like non-Italian, I can't not do this with my hands the whole time. I can see a non-Italian knowledge, but not knowing ciao. Because how old is he? He's a teenager? I feel like by
16?
I feel like by 16 you know hello in most languages, at least just from existing. How is Leo, the most teenage boy ever, never seen The Godfather Part 2, where they go to Italy? Like, come on, man. That was a little wild.
Also, like, just context clues, Leo. Like, he's wearing a shirt from Italy. It's probably an Italian word.
Yeah, he doesn't ask what does it mean. He goes, was that even a word? What? I don't know what tourist shop is selling t-shirts with gibberish on them. Yeah. Frank's old Centurion badge was pinned to his shirt, despite the fact that the demigods of the Argo 2 were now public enemies number 1 through 7 back at Camp Jupiter. His grim expression just reinforced his unfortunate resemblance to a sumo wrestler. And Frank can't not catch strays for his physical description.
I know.
Every time.
it's getting a bit much. Like, I know Leo doesn't really like Frank. Like, I get that vibe. And so he's like, anytime to put him down, I'm going to take it. But it's like, man, you didn't have to say it like that.
I hope the next Hazel narration chapter, when she sees Frank, she'll just be like, Frank, who looked hot as hell. Frank, who looked super cute today. Yeah, we need that, because it's always like, Frank looked like a cuddly koala bear.
Or it's usually Panda Bear.
Panda Bear, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he's Asian. So then there's Nico, who gives Leo, quote, the freaky deekies. He's wearing his classic Nico outfit, but also we learn this little piece of information about his hair. Quote, his tufts of black hair stuck up in curls like baby bat wings. I don't even know how this works, but I love it.
Just trying so hard. You're trying so hard.
But see, I like to think he's just so goth and emo that without trying, his hair just forms batwing shape. Like, it's just...
Like, you just have tried every gel, can't get it to stay down.
It just always looks like bat wings. No matter what I do. Oh, you like spill something and it goes into a pentagram. Like, no! Why does this keep happening to me? Narrator Leo also notes that his eyes just look sad and empty. Now, Piper is at the helm with Hedge. Leo wishes that she was here to calm him down, but he approves of Hedge not being up there solo, so...
It's the right decision.
Totally. Leo focuses back in, and only then he realizes that Jason was still talking, so he kind of snaps back into this conversation, and we resume with Jason discussing the House of Hades with Nico. Nico says that he communed with the dead last night, very nonchalantly, quote, like he got a text from a buddy.
I mean, it kind of was.
Super just matter-of-factly dropped it. And he says that he has learned what's ahead. The House of Hades was a pilgrimage point for the Greeks. They would come to speak with the dead and honor their ancestors. And Leo likens it to Dia de los Muertos. When I did type this into my notes app, it tried to autocorrect it to Dia de los Mirrors. Like, Apple, come on.
It's like, that's a holiday. Like, that should be in the autocorrect system. Yeah.
Frank says that the Chinese have something similar as well. And Nico says what separates the Greek mythology from the others is that the House of Hades was open year-round, and the pilgrims could actually speak to the ghosts. It was the Necromantion, the Oracle of Death. Obviously, I got to ask Dr. Moy about this.
Yes.
But visitors worked their way through different levels of tunnels, leaving offerings and drinking potions, and each level was said to bring you closer to the underworld until the dead spoke with you. They would answer questions and reveal the future if they liked your offerings. Frank then asks, so what if they were displeased with your offerings? And Nico says that some pilgrims left empty-handed, others left dead or insane, and some just got lost in the tunnels and never returned. So it doesn't sound like a great percentage of success rate.
No. If you went to a haunted house and it had that level of percentage, you would probably not go inside.
No, I'm not going to a haunted house unless they have big signs that are like, do not worry, we cannot touch you. And if we do, we're getting sued so hard. Yeah, not a big haunted house guy. I was talking to Polly backstage about how on the plane over, I watched Weapons, but I watched it with one of those jump scare timers that tells you how many minutes in. This is how I watch horror movies. Because when a horror movie is just really, really good and acclaimed for being a good film, it's like, fine, I gotta watch it, but I have to be safe. What was tricky though was because I watched this on an airplane, it had a minute and a half of Qantas ads or whatever in the beginning. So I had to keep adding 1 minute and 34 seconds to whatever the timer was. So it's like, okay, this is gonna happen. And one almost got me. I almost got jump scared.
Okay. Do you still watch the jump scare and knowing it's going to happen, or do you skip over it?
It depends on what it is.
Okay.
So what's cool about the website that I use is that it'll first just say if it's minor or major, and then it will say the timestamp that it happens.
Yep.
Then you can click it, and it will say what happens. And then if it's something that's a major spoiler to the film, it'll put at the top major spoiler.
Yeah, okay.
So I don't want to major spoil Weapons, but there was one major spoiler, but it was a minor jump cut.
Okay.
But yeah, it'll depend on what it is. So I will usually read it, and then it's that doesn't sound too bad. And what's also good is that sometimes, because it's all user submitted stuff, sometimes there's flavor text added. So there's one in Weapons where one of the characters looks through a window for a long amount of time, and then someone jump scares.
Yeah.
And the person wrote this is anticipatory. Or they wrote, I thought this was such a fun word because I've never said you could anticipate. Oh no, they said this is anticipatory. inevitable. And I was like, is this a word? But basically they're saying you can anticipate
that it's
this
going to
one.
happen.
Yeah, because if someone in a horror movie goes like this into a dark window, like you can assume.
Again, context clues. Like, we're gonna,
So yeah, there's some where it's like, okay, but then there was one that was like, this person turns into something very scary and you cannot predict this one. And I was like, I'm going to pass on this one.
I'm good,
so I just
thanks.
kind of looked in the corner of my eye. I was like, oh, the color changed. I bet that was the scary thing. And we're back. Yeah, so I make judgment calls in the moment.
yeah, fair enough. Anyway, Percy Jackson.
Anyway, Percy Jackson, weapons, good movie, lives up to the hype, running with the arms out, creepy. So, Nico apparently spoke to a ghost last night, and the one that he spoke to was a priest of Hecate. He confirmed what Hecate related to Hazel and Hazel related to us.
Yeah.
Hecate fought for the gods in the first war with the giants, and she faced off against the anti-Hecate Clytius. Leo knows from his dreams that this is the dark dude wrapped in shadows. Jason goes, how did you know that? He says a dream. He shares the whole dream.
I love the team just being like, yeah, okay.
Everyone's
dream,
like,
yeah.
a scary dream? No, tell me
been
about
there,
it.
done that. Thank
Tuesday.
you.
Jason pushes away a plate of pancakes. Of course he would be eating pancakes. What an American breakfast. And he guesses that Clytius will be guarding the doors of death. And this does make me think of something. If people have been watching the Percy Jackson season 2 television show that's going on right now, Thalia has been introduced, and she's played by a British actress. And they're just making her British, like she's not speaking in an American accent. So this could set up, if they continue making the show with like this cast locked in, when they get to Heroes of Olympus,
Jason has to be
will
English?
have to be British, which for me specifically will be so funny, and I want it so badly.
The rewrite.
I would love it, especially because Thalia is being played by a black woman actress. So if we have like blonde white boy American Jason turned out to be black Brit Jason, I'll be so stoked.
Okay.
It would be so funny. Oh, I would absolutely love it. So Frank grabs one of the pancakes because he's not letting good food go to waste, man after my own heart, and he asks who the woman in the dream could be. Hazel identifies that she is her problem to deal with. Hecate mentioned a witch that could only be defeated by Hazel using magic. And I, at this point, really did appreciate all these refreshers of what's been going down.
Oh, it's very much just like, okay, here's where we're at chapter. Like, it's been very good.
Well, yeah, which is good because not only for me, like having months between the last time I talked about this, but also we had the whole Tartarus stuff with Percy and Annabeth.
Yes.
So it is like genuinely nice to be like, remember from chapters 1 through 4 what Hecate said, just in case you forgot. Like, yeah.
We need to remember she is probably the main god this book, so let's pay attention.
Yeah, I'm so excited for more Hecate. Leo asks Hazel if she knows magic, and Hazel says, not yet. And Leo replies, ah.
I love this from Hazel, though. Like, that's such a good answer. She's like, yeah, I'll figure it out.
I'll get there.
Yeah, don't worry, it's fine.
The deadline's not until a month. I'll learn how to do magic. Yeah, sure. But then Leo continues on, do you have any clue who the woman is? And Hazel just shakes her head, no. But then she does go on to say, only that, and then the narrator, Leo, continues, she glanced at Nico, and some sort of silent argument happened between them. Leo got the feeling that the two of them had private conversations about the House of Hades, and they weren't sharing all the details. Only that she won't be easy to defeat. So very interesting. And we have had it established that her and Nico kind of have their little sidebars.
Yeah.
And it makes me interested to see if we will see one of those. Maybe when Hazel's narrating. Is Nico going to narrate? I have no idea. I would love it.
Yes.
I don't want to have to wait until the Nico book to get Nico narrated stuff. I would love it. But I'm also not going to look at anyone's face in the crowd because I don't want, spoiler, if someone being like, or someone like,
I just love the sibling vibes. It's nice because we haven't had siblings in a while to get them back and just, really chalk it up.
It's good. I like it a lot. So Nico says that there is some good news. The ghost explained how Hecate bested Clytius. She used her torches to set his hair ablaze, and then he burned to death. Thus, fire is his weakness. So Leo, time to step up. Get ready. And Jason seems very excited about this, but Leo is very nervous since Gia told him previously, quote, he is the void that consumes all magic, the cold that consumes all fire, the silence that consumes all speech. So Leo is worried that his fire powers will be thwarted.
It could just be Gia gearing him up.
100%. Like she could just be trying to get in his head. You can't listen to the trash talk.
No.
Don't fall for it.
No.
Believe in yourself. Jason thinks that this is a good lead since now they know how to defeat the giant. And he says if Hecate thinks that Hazel can learn magic, I think he can too. I love this optimism from Jason.
Yeah.
What a good leader.
exactly what I said. This is where he needs to be. Even though Annabeth is definitely the best leader,
Sure.
it's nice to have Jason there.
It's good. It's good to have. And I think it makes sense where if the goddess who invented magic thinks that someone can learn magic, what better source?
Why would we not believe her?
Yeah, that would be wild. Wild not to believe her. So he thinks that she can do it, but then Hazel says, okay, well, now we just got to get to the House of Hades and then also defeat Gia's forces. And then Nico goes, yeah, and then we also might have to contend with some upset spirits in the House of Hades. And then also we have to arrive at the same time as Percy and Annabeth, even though we don't know their whereabouts. And then talk about these two Debbie Downers. I know you're the children of Hades, but come on. Why are you harshing the vibe? Frank says, we can do it. We have to. And Leo admires his optimism, but lets us know as the narrator that he does not share in this optimism, though he wishes he did. He tells the team that he thinks the detour will mean it'll take 5 days for them to arrive at Epirus, assuming no delays due to monster attacks. And Jason, with a sour smile, goes, yeah, those never happen. Leo checks in with Hazel that Hecate said Gia was planning, quote, her big wake-up party on August 1st, right? The Feast of Whatever? And Hazel corrects Spez, the goddess of hope. And Jason thinks that since today is only July 5th, this gives them enough time in theory. But Hazel wonders, even if they get there in time, which is unlikely, how will they get through the house without losing their minds or their lives? And then narrator Leo goes, nobody volunteered any ideas. Ugh, tough.
That's how I felt. It's like, true, yeah.
And so then the book has this great interchange where Frank goes, it's July 5th. Oh, geez, I hadn't even thought of that. And then Leo goes, hey, man, it's cool. You're Canadian, right? I didn't expect you to get me an Independence Day present or anything, unless you wanted to. Now, in America, it is not traditional to give someone a gift on the 4th of July. You just eat a bunch of hot dogs and stuff.
And there's fireworks.
Yeah, there's fireworks.
Yeah.
Someone will end up in the ER for blowing up a firework in their hand. Run-of-the-mill stuff. You barbecue, you whatever. I don't know. 4th of July. Ugh. It's complicated now because, I don't know, if you wear American flag now, it says something about you. So it's a whole thing.
I won't even get into our national day, so don't worry about
it. Someone warned me that I think one of the live shows I'm doing is on.
No.
Or near?
It's near.
Near, yeah. They were like, hey, you might hear about, is it Australia Day?
Yeah.
They were like, you might hear about Australia Day. That might sound cool.
Exactly right.
Do keep in mind our history.
Yes, exactly right. Exactly right. We have never saw independence. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah. So do you do the thing that like we do with Columbus Day where it's kind of like, it's Indigenous People Day now? Like, is there some
we're trying.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're trying. When I was here last time around, I went to one of the Australian museums and they had stuff about like all the bad stuff. And they had this big plaque that was like, we are really sorry. They were like, and in 2018, the government said, we're really sorry.
2008, but yes.
Oh, yeah, okay, there. You know, almost the 20th anniversary.
Yeah.
Yay. Frank corrects that it's not that. It's that his grandma told him that 7 was an unlucky number, and July is the 7th month. Quote, back in China, in the old days, people called the 7th month the ghost month. That's when the spirit world and the human world were closest. The living and the dead could go back and forth. Tell me it's a coincidence we're searching for the doors of death during the ghost month. And the narrator Leo goes, no one spoke. The silence is really loud in this chapter. Leo wants to believe that Chinese lore could be separate from Greek and Roman lore, but Frank's existence is proof that they're all intertwined.
Yeah.
Then Leo wonders if Nemesis calling him the 7th wheel means that he's the ghost wheel. Ooh, and this, I feel like, is a bit of a stretch from Leo.
Okay. But it did trigger something in my mind, and I'm not going to look at the crowd for this. Now that Nico's there is technically 8 demigods.
Correct.
Obviously.
Well, we lost Percy and Annabeth, so
it's now 6.
Yeah.
So unless we find someone new, maybe,
right. Mm-hmm.
or like maybe Raina's going to come back.
That's my.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm. She's a top
contender. Make
contender.
me think that by the time we find Percy and Annabeth again, someone might die.
Well, the prophecy did just say 7 heroes.
7 demigods.
7 demigods. Didn't it say they like go to Rome? Right? They like leave?
Yeah.
Can anyone correct me on the prophecy without, I don't want to like Google it and they'll be like, yeah, you've raised your hand and you seem confident.
7 half-bloods shall answer the call.
7 half-bloods shall answer the call. So look, the call's been answered.
Yeah, true.
If we have more or less, if we have more or fewer demigods, the calls are
been answered. Yeah.
We're like, we're on the case.
The Zoom call had the 7 of them. It's been ended. Now we can have as many demigods as we want.
Zoom call. Now I can only think of like, I'm going to share my screen.
Guys, I've got it projected here.
Recording in progress at that volume. Gosh, she's so loud. She's so loud. Yeah. Okay. So this, I'm not as worried with the 7 there, but yeah, I do.
I don't think it'll be Leo because he's being brought up that he's the 7th wheel all the time. I don't think that they'll kill off the 7th wheel. I don't know who it will be, but I just have this feeling someone's gonna die.
I do too, and I think it's Jason. Like I've let it be known on the podcast that I think it's him, and it makes me sad because I do like him a lot. But I get it. But like, I think Leo with the 7th wheel. I don't know what does it even mean that he would be the ghost wheel? Like I don't know. He's so caught up
in his own head about everything.
Right, and like some things it's justified. I can understand why he feels guilty for the Annabeth and Percy falling in because of the fortune cookie crack and all of that. I understand that. And I can understand him like being self-deprecating about that situation because maybe if they did things differently, like they could have saved them. But he's so caught up on being the 7th wheel. And I think it's because he really is the 7th wheel and he's so embarrassed about it. But like, at the same time, just because you're not coupled up yet, it's okay, dude.
It's like Nico's there now, and I don't know anything else about Nico, but he's also not coupled up. So bro out together. I don't know, man.
Yeah, as we'll see coming up later in I think in the next chapter, the only person or entity that Nico's coupled up with is getting hit with stuff. Like he just can't catch a break. So yeah, I feel like he needs to not stress so much about it. But all this being said, if there's anything that worried teenage boy, 16-year-old Mike Schubert was anytime I was not actively dating someone, every day was like, I'm so single. Yeah, like, I totally get it. So all this comes back around to Uncle Rick has written the perfect teenage boy. Yeah. So Jason says that they got to focus on what they can control. And I do love this. Jason has scored so many points for me in these chapters.
Yeah.
I was just talking to Sequoia. We did a bonus episode on the Patreon for professional talkers about New Year's resolutions and stuff. And I'm not a big like direct resolutions guy, but I'm a big mindset guy. And something I'm trying to control into the next year is just worry about the stuff I worry about. So like focus on making the podcast good. Don't focus on how many followers I have on social media. Like I can't control that, but I can control like this is good. And if this reel gets views, cool. If not, whatever. If this episode gets downloads, cool or whatever. Like I can't control once it's sent out. So let me just focus on what's there. So Jason's saying that they got to focus on what they can control. I was like, I like this. Good leader. Good leader. He knows what's up.
Leader.
So he says that they got to focus. They're close to Bologna, and maybe they can get more answers from these dwarfs that Hecate mentioned. And the ship then suddenly stops like it hit a wall. Nico goes flying out of his chair, bangs his head, collapses on the floor. And if that wasn't bad enough, quote, dozens, plural, of goblets and platters fall on him. This dude can't catch a break.
So are we thinking like 36?
At least 24, because it's dozens plural. I don't know if they're baker's dozens, but we've got a lot falling on him. But yeah, he spends the entire last book inside of a jar, eating only 1 pomegranate seed per day. And then he's broken out and like thrown all around while there's all this fighting going around him. Then he's like dragged onto the ship. The whole arachne thing happens. They got to escape out of there as things are all destroyed. Now he's hit with, like he hits his head. He gets toppled with a bunch of cutlery. Like, oh my God, it's, this poor child.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, gosh, I'm glad. It gives me comfort to know that there are at least 2 Nico books where hopefully stuff goes better for him out there. But
I can hope, but honestly.
It continues to be so funny for me because like everyone loves Nico so much and I get it. Like he seems great and he's got a lot of good things going for him. But we're at book 9 and he hasn't done that much yet. Like
his sister died and that was about it.
It's just, he gets taken by people, attacked by people, his loved ones perish, he's gone, he has to go on his own little like side quest and everything. And I'm 9 books in and I'm like, well, everybody likes this guy, so something cool must happen to him. It can't just all be vibes, can it?
I don't know. Like,
I don't know.
The emos get really, or goths get really into other goths. Like, maybe that's all it is. I don't know.
Yeah, it could be that. It could be that. So Frank tries to stand, and then the ship rocks the other way. So he falls face first into Leo's plate of eggs. I love that Frank, he's always here to be the comedy. He will either say something funny or something happen. And for him to just Three Stooges pratfall into a plate of eggs, yeah, we'll take it. We'll take it. Jason calls everyone's attention to something that Leo cannot believe. Something messing with the screens that show Camp Half-Blood. Leo can't even turn them off, so someone's messing with them.
Which, like, we'll obviously find out what's happened here in a second.
Right.
But how, if Leo doesn't know how to change it, how does these people know how to change it? This is, it's like, what is happening?
The biggest question I have, because I was wondering how they do this, and I was like, surely we'll learn in the next chapter how they magically control the screens. I have no, like, it doesn't seem like these people are magic. It just seems like they are, as we will soon learn, spoiler alert, dwarf monkeys. As if you couldn't predict that. But, like, that's all we learn. And the whole time I'm like, okay, but where's the part where they can control technology?
Yeah, so I'm
what
like,
is going on?
I'm assuming it's to do with the Archimedes sphere, but I'm also like, how do they know how to control that to then know that there are screens on this ship to annoy Leo?
I would have to think that they don't know what they're doing. Because if their whole objective is to steal stuff, why would they change the screens to show, hey, we're stealing stuff, guys?
Guys, we're up here.
Like when you watch heist movies, they're not, the guy in the chairs and like, and now show the security guard exactly where backflip guy from Ocean's 11 is. Go. Like, I don't think they're usually do. So my guess would be they're just playing with the sphere and they have no idea what they're doing. They're just touching all the buttons.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Narrator Leo says, quote, no way those enchantments could show anything other than scenes from camp, but suddenly a huge distorted face filled the entire port side wall. Crooked yellow teeth, a scraggly red beard, a warty nose, and two mismatched eyes, one much larger and higher than the other. The face seemed to be trying to eat its way into the room. So again, that makes me think,
maybe he was trying to eat the sphere.
I guess there's some sort of like relay camera situation going on, and he's like, let me eat this tasty treat. Maybe he thought it was a Ferrero Rocher, and he was like, I gotta get in there.
Don't blame him for that then.
Glad that chocolate is here, otherwise that joke wouldn't have hit.
No.
That
is a classic Christmas chocolate here, though.
Oh, okay.
So that's like a traditional, if you're going over someone's house at Christmas, you'll bring them a box of Ferrero Rocher because it's like slightly fancy.
Ooh, okay. There's not like Christmas Tim Tams or something?
I mean,
Tiny Tim Tams?
Oh, yeah, it's very good. Very good. Yeah. Sometimes I'll have seasonal ones, but not always.
Okay.
But like, your go-to is the Ferrero Rocher.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know. Noted for when I go to Australian Christmas parties, which I guess are barbecues because it's so warm.
Yeah.
So does Santa wear like flip-flops and shorts here?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And so
what a vibe.
Yeah.
So, okay. All right. So is it still like red and white fur stuff, but it's shorts, or is he wearing like swimsuits?
It's like a red and white swimsuit.
A red and white swimsuit.
Like
okay,
board shorts.
great.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you read The Night Before Christmas?
Yeah, like we still participate in most of that Northern Hemisphere stuff. It's just we have our own thing going on as well.
Okay, yeah. Okay, but when you're reading the other stuff, it's cold.
It's still
cold
cold.
Santa.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. So,
but then every now and then it's like,
well, when he's there, cold Santa.
Right.
When he's here, hot
Party.
Santa. Yeah.
so
And
he should go to Australia. Well, I guess when you do the Santa tracker, he follows the date line, so he probably goes first. But he should go to Australia last. He should deal with all the cold.
And then
I'm
party.
done with this crap.
Yeah.
I'm going down
Well,
there.
he probably finishes in like Hawaii. So it would be similar sort of
So
vibe.
he sandwiches it.
Yeah,
Summer fun vibes. Oh my God, I'm in Norway. And then fun summer vibes. Yeah.
And like look, this might not be something that everyone did. Maybe this is just my household. Beer was the traditional thing to put out for Santa.
Beer for Santa?
Yeah.
God, you guys are so cool here. You guys are so cool. Beer for Santa?
Yeah.
Is he an IPA guy? Is he a sour beer guy?
Whatever
you're trying to get
Santa
rid of in the
likes.
fridge.
Whatever Santa likes.
Right. Of course. God, I like Australia. Is there any people under 12 in the crowd?
Yeah.
Maybe we'll just be, a hand raise. Santa's real.
Yeah.
So the other walls flicker and show what's happening above. Anyway, Percy Jackson. Piper is wrapped from shoulders down in duct tape with her mouth gagged. Her legs are bound to the control panel. Hedge is also bound and gagged with a gnome/chimp combo dressed in wacky clothes, dancing and putting Hedge's hair into tiny pigtails with rubber bands. And at this moment, I realized I have never considered what Coach Hedge's hair looks like.
Okay, so this I thought Hedge would be a buzz guy. So this did throw me off as well because I was like, he's got to have hair long enough to put in pigtails, which I guess yours technically could be. But
It's tiny,
pigtails.
especially if you have like those braces rubber bands, like the really, really small ones. So I can see. For me, I don't know if it's canonical or if I just always envision this, but I always imagine Coach Hedge wearing a red hat. I don't know. I don't know if that's like described or if I'm just like a gym teacher, coach type at a high school will wear a hat with like the really curled dad brim.
PE teacher.
Oh, sorry, yes. Thank you for being the English to English translation. English upside down, yeah. But yeah, I just never considered what his hair was like.
Yeah, no,
He's a hat guy to me. So.
Well, yeah, and it's just like there's horns, so I didn't really picture hair. I don't know.
Yeah. But he's got to have something because like Grover's got like curly-ish
hair.
hair. Yeah. So then the face in the wall recedes, allowing Leo to see the entire creatures, and he sees that there's another gnome chimp hybrid in even wackier clothes, stuffing a burlap bag full of their things. So Catoptris is in there, the Wiimotes are in there, the Archimedes sphere from the console is in there, and that sends Leo to another level of anger. He yells, Nico groans, Jason yells, Piper, Frank yells, monkey! Thank you, Frank. Thank you for always having comedy in there. And then Hazel goes, not monkeys. I think those are the dwarfs. And then Leo yells, stealing my stuff! And he runs for the stairs. And that's the end of chapter 10. But I retitled chapter 10, Our Plans Go Ape. What have you retitled chapter 10?
Unlucky number 7.
Oh, very good. That's very good. That's very good. All right, so we will do a little bit of chapter 11 before we break for intermission. It's called Leo. We'll retitle it, obviously. It opens with, quote, Leo was vaguely aware of Hazel shouting, go, I'll take care of Nico. Now, I know that Hazel has emotional reasons to do this, to want to stay back with Nico, but it does feel a little bit like when I choose to do something else instead of change the poopy diaper for the baby, where like I'll be doing something and then it's like, oh, she pooped. It's like, oh, I'll take the trash out. I'll take out the trash.
The diaper pail's clean.
Right. Like I know she wants to care for her brother, but also staying with passed out guy is definitely easier than dealing with whatever is going up there. Yeah. No, don't worry. I'll take care of Nico. But then it gets even funnier because Leo kind of internally scoffs like, I was not worried about Nico at all. You don't have to worry about that. I'm worried about my spheres and my Wiimotes.
Yeah. There's going to be a real problem if the monkeys get the Wiimotes without the straps and then they start playing a Wii game and then they break a TV. Like, he needs to get in there.
What if they delete his save file for Super Smash Brothers? Oh, it could be so bad. Oh, Leo, he's worked so hard for all the trophies and stickers. It'd be really bad. But I do appreciate that Leo didn't say any of this out loud. Internally, he was just like, Nico, I'm not worried about Nico, but I like Hazel, so I'm not going to say anything about it, and we're just going to keep moving. So he keeps going up the stairs, and basically Leo goes with Jason and Frank, and they get to the deck, and it is somehow worse than they expected. So Piper and Hedge are struggling against their duct tape bonds. The monkey gnomes are stealing everything. We learned that they are 4 feet tall, and they're wearing, quote, clothes so loud they gave Leo vertigo. Oh, goals. I would love it. Thanks. Huge shout out to Polly, who earlier today messaged me that the official state color of New South Wales is light blue.
Yes.
Informing the light blue here.
Yes.
And then I saw that is the official flag, or are you trying to adopt like a new flag that was like light blue and red and stuff?
Ooh, I'm not sure.
I looked it up. I saw like a light blue and red one, and then I saw another one that just kind of looked like boring,
most state
like
flags are like, the standard Australian flag with like an emblem.
Yeah.
So I think it's like the Waratah might be on ours.
It was something where it was like a navy bluish one, and it had like the Union Jack and something else.
Yeah, we never use them.
When are you gonna get the green and yellow flag that looks like your very cool Olympic colors? Because
they are our like national colors.
Yeah.
We don't use red, white, and blue for anything. So,
you should not.
Look, when we finally get our independence from England.
Is that like a thing you guys are trying to do? Is that like ever on the ballot?
I mean, it's been people have been trying for literally decades, but it's just never going to happen.
It should. It should. Come on. Maybe if New Zealand goes through with changing their name to Aotearoa, you guys can the heat's on them. Quick, declare independence. Because of that, I also tried to have some red in the socks as well, so that I could be as Sydney as possible. I wanted to, pay homage to it. But anyway, Percy Jackson. So he's wearing clothes so loud that they gave Leo vertigo. Amazing. Then he describes them. Quote, his green plaid trousers were pinned at the cuffs and held up with bright red suspenders over a striped pink and black woman's blouse. He wore half a dozen gold watches on each arm and a zebra pattern cowboy hat with a price tag dangling from the brim. His skin was covered with patches of scraggly red fur, though 90% of his body hair seemed to be concentrated in his magnificent eyebrows. What a vibe. Oh my God. I didn't think anything could top the Big F and Otis, but geez.
Yeah.
What a fit.
Are people wearing this outfit to cons? Because they should be. This is so good.
This would, like, you want to talk about deep cut Percy Jackson Halloween costumes? This is it. And it feels very achievable.
Very achievable. And the description is so perfect that you can't really mess that up.
No, it's so distinct. It's so great. I mean, it feels fantastic. The pinned cuffed pants, half a dozen gold watches is going to be a lot, but it's just so good. It's phenomenal. I love it. Really, really like it. Leo is wondering where the other dwarf monkey hybrid is, and then he hears a click behind him and he realizes, oh no, I've led my friends into a trap. So he yells for everyone to duck and an explosion booms, and then Leo thinks, note to self, don't leave boxes of magic grenades where dwarves can reach them.
Great advice.
Great advice.
Everyone here, that might be your New Year's resolution is don't leave grenades.
Don't leave those. Yeah, so apparently Leo lets us know that he's been testing out all sorts of weapons with the Archimedes sphere. I don't really know how this works. Except
the sphere is really confusing to me. I feel like maybe we'll get more information on it because it's after everything that happens here.
Right.
In the next chapter, I don't know, but it just seems to be able to do anything, and I don't like that.
Leo feels a little bit of the okay, yeah, sure, waves hand magic, because he has the tool belt, which can have basically anything in the tool belt. As we saw in the last book, if he just kind of touches stuff that is vaguely metallic and mechanic, it can just open things. So he's like, yeah, cool. And then also now he has the sphere where he's just like, do this, and the sphere's like, you got it, dude. It's just,
and he can shoot fire. We're getting a bit OP with Leo, I think.
It's good that he spends all his time worrying about not being cool. Otherwise, if Leo's head was on straight, he'd be undeniably overpowered. Yeah. So he's been testing out different weapons, such as grenades that can shoot acid, fire, shrapnel, or freshly buttered popcorn, because you never know when you get hungry in the middle of a fight.
Sure.
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah, but popcorn? That feels inconvenient.
Right. It needs to be I don't know, protein bars. I don't know, popcorn's not going to fill you up in the middle of a fight, and then it's freshly buttered, so now your hands are sticky.
Yeah, come on. Dropping your weaponry this. Not a good idea, Leo.
We can workshop this later. Yeah. Leo can tell that the one that exploded was a flashbang, and he describes the flashbang. He says, quote, it was filled with a rare vial of Apollo's music, pure liquid extract. You want to talk about anything? How do you have liquid music? What are you talking about? Pure Apollo music? A rare vial of pure liquid extract music? What are you talking? Is music in the sky and then you condense it? What are you?
Yeah, look. It is very yes, this works, and believe me.
I'll have to take your word for it, Rick, but come on. He continues on. It didn't kill, but it left Leo feeling like he'd just done a belly flop off the deep end, which, okay, we can get it. But also, what is liquid music? Is it the album Liquid Swords by the Wu-Tang? I don't know. So he tries to get up. His limbs are not working. One of the monkeys is holding him back by the waist, and his face is peering over him. Narrator Leo says the brown fur dwarf was dressed even worse than his friend. In a green bowler hat like a leprechaun's, dangly diamond earrings, and a white and black referee's shirt, he showed off the prize he'd just stolen, Leo's tool belt, then danced away. So I can see the description of being dressed worse in that he is way less fresh. I don't know that this is a worse look, but it's definitely an inferior look to the other guy who is vibing all over the place.
It's the other one actually has style, and this one just went into a shop and just literally picked up whatever was there.
Right.
It's not very good. But the black and white referee shirt is also very weird to me because I don't think Italian referees wear black and white shirts. So where did he get this?
I could only assume, I would guess he ran through a thrift store.
Okay.
Because what's really funny, and I don't know if I've been to any Australian ones, but when you go to European thrift stores, it's funny because they just have normal America clothes.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, oh, the Pittsburgh Steelers. And
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
okay, this is just like a normal shirt.
Yeah. No, that's very much a thing.
And
here
then it's
too.
like $85
Yes,
because it's like an American
Like a thing,
sports team, which is the problem. If I do see something cool, I'm like, that's very cool. That is way
It's
too
too
expensive for me to
Oh,
justify.
no, that's just Australia. Anyway.
No, all your prices here are great because I get to be like, that's not real money. It's cheaper. I'm
And
just
it's so colorful.
No, I love the best thing though, the actual time where the conversion rate is fantastic is that your coffee prices are our coffee prices,
Okay.
but our dollar is like it's actually cheaper. So Kelly's having a great time getting flat whites
and
left
it's
and right.
Much better coffee.
It's really good. I say this as someone just based on what Kelly says
Yep.
because I don't drink coffee, but it's great. But anyway, Percy Jackson. So he's got this look. It's not as good. He steals the tool belt. He goes away. Leo fails to grab him. The monkey rushes over to one of the ballista where the red-furred monkey is ready to fire. He jumps onto the projectile like he's riding a skateboard, so I can only assume Superman by Goldfinger starts to play.
Of course.
And then the red one shoots him into the air, and then the red one prances over to Hedge, slaps him on the cheek, skips over to the railing, bows to Leo, doffs his hat.
So good.
I don't know if that's just because I have the British one. I don't know if in the American ones this is tips his hat, but I was like, doffs his hat. How fancy and proper.
That would be an insane regional change to be like, no. The English people don't know what tips your hat is. We've got to go.
Gotta doff it. You gotta doff it. So doffs his hat, and then he does now all the London listeners have turned off the podcast. And he does a backflip off the side. And I can't think of a better place to take a break for intermission than on that fantastic exit. So we will be back to cover the rest of this chapter and do Q&A. But before we do that, let's all say goodbye to the podcast people who are listening after the fact. Goodbye, podcast people. Oh, that was so fun. Everyone said it with an Australian accent. Wow. Diversity. Wow, that was great. Hello and welcome to the House of Headlines Outdoor Edition. Yes, that is right. I'm coming to you live, not from my building's co-working space, but specifically my building's co-working patio. So they have a little outdoor area with some picnic table style tables. And normally when it's not March 2nd, it's nice to be out here. It is cold and a little bit windy, so hopefully that's not bad sound-wise. But the reason I'm doing this is because the co-working pods in our co-working space are super duper echoey, and those would sound horrible. And I am trying to finish up the edit and stuff here and then watch the baby in our building's kids room. So I don't want to go up and plug in the microphone and blah, 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 blah. Just want to save time. Speaking of saving time, I should get into the actual descriptions of what news and updates we have for the podcast. So there's a couple different things. I've got new merch. I've got new tour dates. We're coming to new cities. And then I've got corrections for the episode. So let's get into all of that. But I hope you enjoy the extra sounds in this. There's some bird chirping. That was fun, right? First and foremost, we've got 2 new tour dates coming up on the horizon. I added shows in Boise, Idaho and Albuquerque, New Mexico. The Albuquerque show is on April 7th and the Boise show is on Saturday, April 11th. You can get tickets to those shows and all the other shows that we've got coming up. The soonest one is coming up in less than 2 weeks. We're going to be in Vienna, Virginia for a show with Johnny Frolickstein. We're going to be covering chapters 27 and 28 of the House of Hades. Other places we're coming in April include Denver, Colorado, Berkeley, California, maybe trying to add a Seattle show for the 11th, but that is still in the works. And then stuff in the southeastern United States, 2 North Carolina shows and 1 show in Atlanta towards the end of April. You can get tickets to all those shows at themuslimman.com/live, and I am still working on trying to get the Atlanta show streamed. I also asked a question about streaming chapters to the Olympic Court. So I asked what chapters in House of Hades would be best to stream to make sure that I am streaming the most exciting chapters. I will also be utilizing the Olympic Court for the very important question, what book series should I cover after Heroes of Olympus? I think I should do Trials of Apollo, but I know there's a lot of other ones. So that's definitely a question I'll be asking of the Olympic Court. But in addition
addition to those live shows, we have new merchandise. So I teamed up with a longtime listener of TNO, longtime supporter of TNO. That is Morgan. Morgan is someone who I've met at a couple of different live shows, and Morgan has been kind enough to give me some really nice friendship bracelets. Friendship bracelets made with glass beads and all sorts of fun designs, and we teamed up to design one together that is a TNO branded bracelet. So it has greenish, tealish, and gold beads, much like the TNO logo. And then it has a gold trident charm on it, a golden pigeon charm on it, and then golden block letters that say "Anyway, PJ." So you can get that on her Etsy page. I've put a link in the description of this episode. And then if you go to thenewsolympian.com/merch, I'll be updating the website where it just has, "Hey, are you here for the bracelet? Click this." And that will take you directly to Morgan's page. But yeah, either check the description or go to thenewsolympian.com/merch to get that. Super excited about it. Support independent creators and small businesses. I think they're like $8 or $9, so not an exorbitant price, and it's really nice. And you can see pictures of me wearing this bracelet because I wear it all the time to live shows and press events and stuff. You can see pictures of me wearing it on the TNO Instagram, which is @newestolympian. Now, as far as things in this episode in particular, there's going to be a part later in the episode where I talk about a Taylor Swift song, which I misnamed. I'm so sorry. I called blank space blank page, which I feel like is close enough, but it's not 100% correct. So I do apologize there. And then I have clarifications about the Q&A portion, but I'll do that in our little mid-roll break that we take before getting to the Q&A. Now, I mentioned the Patreon, so I want to give a shout out to the folks who've joined the Patreon most recently. So shout out to our newest Super God tier patron, Cassandra, and shout out to our newest Demigod tier patron, Jessica Cotton, and shout out to Alex DeLong, who upgraded to the Ultra God tier status. They are in the Olympic court. They can see that poll question that I just put up, and they will also be getting a shout out in the end of every single episode. So thank you, Alex, for the support, but thanks to everyone for your support. Thanks to our new folks, thanks to our existing folks. May Demeter bless you that if you are outside in the cold recording something for your podcast, that you don't get too cold and that you can power through and do it quickly. Now, if you're all caught up on the Newest Olympian and you're looking for some new content to consume, you're in luck because I make a whole bunch of podcasts and I think you would enjoy those podcasts. One of the podcasts that I think you would enjoy is a comedic basketball show that I do with my buddy Adam Mamawala, who's a professional stand-up comedian. It's called Horse, like the basketball game that you can play. And we just posted our 200th episode of Horse, which is really cool. Very excited about that. Very proud of that. We wanted to do a special thing for our 200th episode, but we actually are doing a special thing for our 201st episode because there was so much news over the NBA All-Star break that we had to cover all of that in episode 200. So check that out and get excited. The playoffs are gearing up. So if you want to understand basketball stuff before the playoffs come and it becomes even more of a big pop culture thing, we are here. It's a basketball podcast where we try to appeal to anyone, especially folks who don't know what basketball is, so you can be a part of conversations with your friends or on the internet or at bars or whatever. So listen to that wherever you get your podcasts by searching for Horse or by going to our website, horsehoops.com. Now, unless you're listening on Patreon where you get access to ad-free episodes, you're going to hear words from a few sponsors to make it feasible for me to be a full-time podcaster. Some of those ads will be read by me, and others of them won't be. The ones that aren't read by me are inserted locally. So if you live in Bolivia, don't be surprised if you hear an ad in Spanish or, quote, several dozen indigenous languages. That's what the internet says are the official languages of Bolivia. Once this ads are complete, we'll get back into this episode of the Newest Olympian.
I hope you all had a good intermission. I miss you all so dearly. We left off, there was a monkey backflip going down, and Leo gets up. Jason is on his feet. He's stumbling all around and stuff. Frank is a silverback gorilla. Leo, as the narrator says, why? Leo wasn't sure. Maybe to commune with the monkey dwarfs? But the grenade hit him hard. He sprawled out on the deck with his tongue out and his eyes rolled back into his gorilla skull. Jason rushes over to Piper to help her. He gets her gag out and then she yells for them to not worry about her, instead to chase after the monkeys. Hedge is mumbling and Leo figures he's probably yelling kill them, which is probably right.
Yeah. So I was trying to think back. I was like, does he explicitly ever say kill someone, or is he more just I want to fight them? Like, I think he'd be upset that he doesn't get to be the one to join in on this fight.
Yeah, I feel he's got to say kill. I feel like
I
killing.
just couldn't. Yeah,
he's always down to fight, and I feel like he always wants to fight to the level, like
yes,
to the death.
Yes.
Yeah. So Leo calms down a little bit. But then he is simply enraged that his ship was attacked and that his possessions were stolen. The city of Bologna is below them. Leo can't find the monkeys in the maze of the streets, but he knows that failure is not an option, but also waiting for his friends to recover is not an option. So he has to Act now.
Yeah.
He asks Jason if he can control the wind because he needs a lift. So they end up flying off of the ship. They touch down in a piazza. The locals don't notice the ship overhead or the two dudes who just flew down from it. One of them with a golden sword and the other of them armed with nothing.
Yeah. Again, this is probably the only time he hasn't been overpowered, and he still has fireballs that he can summon, so it's still not that bad.
You're still doing all right, bud. Jason asks, all right, where do we go? And Leo says, well, I don't know. Let me pull out my dwarf tracking GPS out of my tool belt. Oh, wait, I don't have a dwarf tracking GPS or my tool belt. Boo, Leo, not the time for self-deprecating like, Jason's just trying to help. He's just trying to figure out what they can do. You don't need to hit him with all this sass. This is not productive. This is not accomplishing anything.
He's just being a whingy boy at the moment.
A what boy?
A whingy boy.
A whingy boy.
Oh, is this not a...
No.
Oh!
Do tell, what is
okay,
a whingy boy?
This is... I'm shocked that this was the first bit of slang that it hasn't crossed over. Whingy is like whiny.
Okay.
Just... a whinger is like
Woe is
someone that
me.
whinges. I don't know how to describe it. Someone that like complains a lot. Woe is me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whingy. I
Whingy,
like that. That's
whingy.
fun. Whingy boy. Whingy. I like it. That's really good. That's really good. I hope to just acquire over the course of this tour. I want to just have so many phrases.
Realizing that Devo wasn't
Devo's so good. Devo's so good because a lot of people will be like, "Oh my gosh, I happen to," because it's the summer. So people are like, "Oh no, you're coming to Melbourne or you're coming to Melly, and I'm Devo that I'm not there." Oh, it's so good because people are Devo that they weren't able to attend, or they were defo attending.
Yep.
And then all the cities are, Brizzy, Melly,
Melbs.
Melbs. Oh, that's good too.
Yeah.
Melbs. Love that. Yeah.
Sydney doesn't really have a...
It's short
It's just
enough.
Sydney, yeah.
No, all the one thing you do have with Sydney is what I have been saying all week, and by that I mean
the 2
months.
days.
Well, no. So is anyone familiar with the Taylor Swift live performance of Blank Page?
Of course.
And the one that's in Sydney where she brings out the freaking metal thing, and then it's the golf club.
Yes.
She's like, we're gonna try something a little different tonight. Bong bong, Sydney, bong bong, and then hits the metal thing, and then they loop it. So anytime we talk about Sydney for the past weeks and weeks, as Kelly and I have been planning this trip, I'm always like, Sydney, bong bong. I say it so much that now the little one, whenever we say Sydney, she goes, Sydney, bong bong, and it was to the point where Kelly at one point was walking with her one of these days because I had been carrying her and I was hitting her feet playfully, not hard, but hitting her feet playfully on any sort of metal thing that looks like the thing Taylor Swift hits and going bong bong. And Kelly today was she kept trying to kick things and say bong bong.
She knows where she is. It's fine. She's on brand.
In Sydney.
Yeah.
Bong, bong. Yeah. So you at least have that.
Yes.
But Devo's really good. All the shortenings are really good. So I hope to acquire more of these slangs. Whingy, it's a good one.
Yeah.
But anyway, Percy Jackson. So Leo's being all whingy. Jason goes fine, and then he looks at where it seems like the ballista shot. So they head in that direction. Narrator Leo says, "Quote: They waded through a lake of pigeons," and I was like. Then maneuvered down, and what's great is my notes app has maneuvered as a red underline because it's the British way of spelling maneuvered.
I didn't realize that was one that is a difference.
Yeah, this one is
but-
MANOEUVRE.
Yeah, that's how I would spell it.
We get rid of that O.
Okay.
So it's MANEUVERE.
Okay.
Oh, no, it's sweet, but then we add an E. Oh. Yeah, we swap the O, and then we add in an E. That's
Okay.
fun. Gosh,
Sure.
English is so whack. How does anyone learn this language?
Yeah, I don't know.
Then maneuvered down a side street of clothing stores and gelato shops. You want to talk about the most Mike Schubert, Kelly Schubert sentence ever. Going through pigeons and then going to clothing stores and gelato store. That's all.
right.
That is all.
That might just be your tomorrow.
That was our today. That's just all we do. Leo keeps patting his waist like the tool belt will magically show up, and
That's so relatable.
oh my gosh.
I do that all the time with my sunglasses because I think they're on my head and I'll be like, oh no, I put them away. Or my AirPods is a big one I do it with Rob. Like, oh, I already took them out? Okay, sure.
Yeah. I get this with in New York so often. I will have my backpack with me because I'm usually like taking the subway and it's long, so I'll like have my backpack and I'll do some sort of TNO work on the train. That if I ever go out and I'm not with my backpack,
yeah, it's a bad feeling.
I will like be waiting for the train and I'll not feel my backpack on me. I'll be like, where did I leave my laptop?
Yeah.
Oh, at home, because you're going to a Broadway play and you don't need to do work. You're
They
here
will
to
take
enjoy
it
the
off
theater.
you if you tried to bring that in.
Not every theater, which is good. Those are my
yeah.
favorite theaters to go to because then I can work on the train and then see a play and then work on the train and sleep. Leo keeps patting his waist. Jason notices this and he says, don't worry, we'll find it. Leo normally would feel reassured by this, but the fortune cookie nemesis situation just continues to flood his thoughts. He thinks that the price will never fully be paid. I was like, is Annabeth and Percy literally falling into Tartarus not enough?
Yeah,
For, hey, can I have the password to the one sphere? Like, that feels so disproportionate.
Yeah, and for things to keep happening, like, no, like, you've paid your dues, Leo. It's fine.
Nemesis is the goddess of balance, not the goddess
Yeah,
of
exactly.
like little
I helped
tiny
you
verbiage and
once.
contracts.
Yeah.
She's not a demon. Like she's not a devil that's always like, you can never get out of it. No, like no, she's not the mafia. Like, no, she's the.
Well,
Is she? She did. She did have a cool leather outfit and a motorcycle. Yeah, maybe. So. Leo is worried that his price is never going to be fully paid. Then Jason grabs his arm and goes, check it out. And they look up and they see a statue of a, quote, buck-naked Neptune. Narrator Leo says, quote, he really didn't need to see a godly groin this early in the morning. The sea god stood on a big marble column in the middle of a fountain that wasn't working, which seemed kind of ironic. On either side of Neptune, little winged Cupid dudes were sitting kind of chilling like, what's up? Neptune himself, avoid the groin. This is the most Leo narrated thing ever. Kind of chilling like, what's up? Neptune himself, avoid the groin, in parentheses, was throwing his hip to one side in an Elvis Presley move. He gripped his trident loosely in his right hand and stretched his left hand out like he was blessing Leo or possibly attempting to levitate him.
now, Leo has the strangest pop culture references of anyone in these books.
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly what it was a few chapters ago where he didn't know a specific pop culture thing, but he knows the Elvis Presley hip thrust.
Yeah, I made fun of whatever this was because there was something where he didn't know what one thing was, but he knows what the Charleston is. Yeah, he's all over the place.
Yeah, and like, I get it. He had a strange home life. I'm sure that the influences were like very bizarre, but like, the Elvis Presley thrust, wasn't really buying it.
It's a big enough American thing that everyone knows, like, the Elvis things. It's like, thrusts his hips, like those peanut butter and banana sandwiches, like, died on the
his toilet.
Yeah, like, it's the big three. You know, I wonder, you mentioned his home life, like, he kept jumping from foster house to foster house. I
just
wonder
picked
if
up
it's
different stuff.
He kept picking up weird things like, oh, this one family did old-timey 1940s dances. That's why I know the Charleston. Like,
yeah, the classic, you know.
this weird hodgepodge of things, yeah. So Leo thinks that this may be some sort of clue. Jason thinks maybe or maybe not because God statues are all over Italy, so this might not be anything special. Leo climbs it and he feels the mechanics inside of it when he does, so he thinks that this could be something special. Maybe it's a doorway to the dwarves' secret lair. And then a nearby voice goes, secret lair? And another goes, I want a secret lair. And I wrote, OMG, are these the monkeys? Because this is great. Like, already great fits. That's very fun. This could be good. We're in for an interesting ride with the monkeys. So the Redford one is sitting nearby. He's sipping an espresso held by his foot. As
Classic.
That's
Yeah,
great.
I
That's
really like
a vibe
that.
like to this, but then to also be sipping.
Yeah,
like,
I'm not going to attempt that, but yes.
To sit like this, but to do this and also drink. Come on, that's really good.
I know you haven't watched The Office, have you?
I have.
Yeah, there's a bit where Dwight's trying to learn how to use his feet. It's very much giving that when
Yes.
Jim
Oh
gives
my
him the
gosh.
coffee and he's like trying to drink it with his toes. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the vibe I'm picturing.
I do love that your instinct was you haven't watched this famous franchise,
Yeah,
right?
no, I think that's a
is the
fair assumption
default
to
for
make.
me.
Yeah.
Incredibly fair. So the Brownford one is perched on the pedestal at Neptune's feet. The red one says that if they had a lair, they would want a firehouse pole. And the brown says, ooh, I'd want a water slide while pulling random stuff out of Leo's tool belt. Great. Leo yells for him to stop. He's trying to reach the pedestal, but he can't reach it. He's not tall enough. So the brown one goes, too short. And Leo goes, you're calling me too short? Leo then demands that they give him back his belt. He's looking for something to throw, quote, but there was nothing but pigeons. Don't you dare. Don't you dare, Leo Valdez. Also, that would just be a bad idea. If you throw a bird,
It's going to fly
away. It's not going to work. It's not going to work at all. Leo's about to call this monkey a name when the brown one goes, now, we haven't introduced ourselves. I'm Akmon, and my brother over there is, and then he interjects, is the handsome one, and then sips his espresso, Passalos, singer of songs, drinker of coffee, stealer of shiny stuff. Akmon retorts that he's better at stealing, and Passalos says, naps maybe. How does one steal a nap?
I wrote this down too, because I was
Okay.
like, what is this? How do you steal a nap? But what is a nap stealing? I was wondering if this was an American thing that I just didn't know about, but I was like, I can't, like, what?
If I had to guess, because I feel like I may have heard it, I think it's like to like fit it in, like let me steal a nap really quick.
The time for a nap, but just okay.
Like let me duck off. Like it feels like taking a nap when you're not supposed to, like napping at
maybe.
the office or something like that. That would be my
okay.
guess. But yeah, a little bit. I was like, what is going on? I don't know, maybe it's a British thing because it's the UK.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, who knows? But he says naps maybe, and then picks his teeth with Catoptris. Jason is very upset since this is his girlfriend's cool knife blade that shows the future and dreams and stuff. So he lunges at him, but the monkey springs up and then bounces off of Jason's head, does a flip, lands next to Leo, grabs Leo by the waist, and then goes, save me, which is pretty good.
Yeah, all the acrobatics I am into.
Yes,
Yeah.
I like the acrobatics. I like the non-crude humor jokes, but we are about to get into the part I don't like, which is the crude humor jokes. So Leo tries to shove Passalos, but he flips out of reach, and then Leo's pants fall down, which, like, I've never just...
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
But then, here's the confusing thing. Passalos stole Leo's zipper off of his pants.
Okay, I am someone that sews. The garment construction, it is basically impossible to steal a zipper. I do not understand what's happened here.
The only answer, and I would have to ask Uncle Rick, add it to my list of very important questions, the only answer here can be magic.
But then we have not established that these guys know magic.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, if this is the way we
just found
established
out
it?
that the screen thing was probably just the sphere.
Yeah.
But like the only way you can steal a zipper is like straight up like ripping it off the pants.
These guys don't seem that strong.
No, or at least, I don't know, they seem to respect clothes enough. Like the cuffed pants were pinned. They wouldn't just rip the zipper off. So yeah, I don't know. I don't get. It's got to be magic. It's got to be magic. I don't know how, but he rips the
That's
zipper
a
off.
crazy establishment that they are magic. Like,
Yeah.
to come back to that in a few chapters if we do find out they're magic. And it's the way we found out they stole a zipper.
Right. We also got to see if Leo gets new pants.
Yeah, look.
Because by the end of this chapter, they never established that he puts the zipper back on.
And yeah, true. So he's just running around in his boxers, which we're about to find out.
If in chapter 12, it's not like, after going to the pants store, like they better establish. You can't just forget this.
Also, Leo doesn't seem like the kind of guy that would pack more than one pair of pants. So I'm wondering how many pairs of pants are actually on the Argo 2 right now.
If he steals, because Frank had the whole thing with his laundry, if he steals a pair of Frank's pants, it'd be pretty good. But I feel
But also,
Buford
Frank's pants
never
wouldn't fit him.
Oh, they would not. They'd be way too big, right? And Buford, I think, never came back with the...
No, with the laundry, no.
Yeah.
We might just get boxed Leo for the rest of the book.
I hope he gets some very Italian pants. I want...
Chapter 12, Leo goes to the tailor.
Yeah, oh my God, please. I would love it. I would love a fashion chapter. So, the stolen zipper, how? Has to be magic. Otherwise, I'm very confused. Yep. So then Passalos tosses the zipper aside because it's not shiny enough. So all this, and he's not even using it. Come on. Jason lunges with his sword. Passalos jumps up and now is next to Akmon on the pedestal. And then we get this interchange from the book. Okay, Akmon said, you don't have moves. Bah, Passalos said, give me the tool belt. I want to see. No, Akmon elbowed him away. You got the knife and the shiny ball. Yes, the shiny ball is nice. And then Leo yells for him to stop, calling it a delicate machine. Jason asks, who are you anyway? And Akmon replies that they are the Kirkopies. I'll have to talk to Dr. Boy about this. Akmon knows that Jason is a son of Jupiter. He can just tell. Passalos agrees and says, just like Black Bottom. They ask, who is this?
Yeah.
Akmon grins and explains that it's Hercules. We called him Black Bottom because he used to go around without clothes. He got so tanned that his backside, well, and I was like not enjoying the Greek
Yeah,
humor.
it was very odd.
Yeah.
Very odd. Not very Uncle Rick-esque either to kind of go down this path.
The only thing that if I'm trying to give him
The benefit of the doubt.
Right.
Yeah.
Because he's so crafty and funny with creative play on
Yes.
words. He doesn't resort to this. The only thing I can hope that he's going for here is that crude humor like this is not funny. This is just this
Adds
particular...
to the dwarves.
Yeah, like this is their brand of humor.
Yeah.
So he's writing it to be unfunny in a way where you go, oh, come on. So maybe in that case, mission accomplished, because I was groaning and rolling my eyes a lot.
Yeah.
I don't think Rick is, writing his
Black
pants fall
bottom.
off because his butt got too tan.
I would hope
Yeah.
so.
I hope. I've met Rick Riordan. I don't think he's the type. So they say that he walked around with his backside. He would get so tan. And then the book goes, hey, I've got a sense of humor, Leo snarled. Give me back our stuff, and I'll tell you a joke with a good punchline. Good pun. Good
Yeah,
pun.
good pun.
Space, I'm going to punch you in the face.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Akmon says, nice try. And then he pulls out a ratchet wrench from the tool belt and then spins it like a noisemaker. So at first when it said ratchet wrench, I was like, I know what this is. And then when you described it, I was like, oh, the one that you can do that with.
Yeah, it's a very good description.
I know that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. I know that one. Yeah, I've also been 12 before and in my dad's garage. So... it continues, oh, very nice. I'm definitely keeping this. Thanks, Blue Bottom. And then Leo's like, Blue Bottom? And he realizes that he's wearing blue boxer shorts. So Leo demands that he get his stuff back lest they see how funny a flaming dwarf is. And then his hands catch fire. And Jason goes, now we're talking. Jason. I love it. He's so good with these little punch-ups with stuff like this.
Especially when it's these two. They're such good buddies.
Yes.
And we were saying this before. They haven't been together, just the two of them, in ages. So it's nice to get a double up team up with these two because we've been having a lot of trios. Hasn't been a while since we've had a double.
Right. I think this
Apart from Percy and Annabeth.
Yeah, I feel like this is their first buddy bro, just the two of them moments
Yeah.
since The Lost Hero.
Yeah.
It's really nice for them to be back. So not only does Jason go, now we're talking, but he also thrusts his sword towards the sky, and then dark clouds gather above and thunder booms, and Akmon goes, oh, scary! And Basila goes, if only we had a secret lair to hide in! And I was like, all right, I'm back in. These guys are great. Akmon says that the statue is not an entrance to a lair. It has a different purpose. And then narrator Leo goes, Leo's gut twisted. The fires died in his hand, and he realized something was very wrong. He yelled, trap, and dived out of the fountain. Unfortunately, Jason was too busy summoning his storm. So I feel like Leo has this cool ability where he can sense that a trap
Is going off.
just about to happen. Like
Yeah.
it's the thing from Mean Girls where she was like, I can tell when it's already raining.
There's a 30% chance it's already raining.
Right. Like this is I guess it's helpful that he knows a trap is about to happen because he can dive out of the way, but it is never enough where he can warn anyone else.
Yeah, it's
So-
happened twice now in
In
these
two
two chapters.
chapters.
Where it's like, Leo, just don't say anything then. Like, who are you helping?
It's just like bragging rights to be like, oh, don't worry, I predicted it, but I only had time to see myself.
I didn't say it.
So Leo rolls on his back as 5 golden cords shoot out of Neptune's fingers. They just miss Leo, but they hone in on Jason, and they tie him up like a rodeo calf. And this is a great Houston reference because in Houston, we have the Livestock show and rodeo, which is as Texan as you're imagining it to be.
Yeah.
And one of the events is they have a bunch of calves, baby cows, like running around, and then teenagers in high school and stuff tie them up.
Yeah.
I believe they once they tie them up, untie them, and then they're okay.
Okay, good.
But it is I don't know. I never did any farming stuff. I moved to Texas after 14 years in New Jersey. I still have never genuinely said y'all. Like this is how.
That feels like a
Jersey I am.
commitment to the bit now.
Oh, I have to.
Yeah,
I can't.
okay.
It would be so much more convenient if I was okay with saying y'all.
Yeah.
Because my default growing up in New Jersey, we all say you guys, and then now it's all like, oh, do people get mad about that being gendered? Like most people don't, but some people do, and I don't want to rub anyone the wrong way.
Yeah.
So it would be so
Y'all
much
is very
easier.
good.
Y'all is good. It's so good.
So the classic Australian one, which English teachers will get very mad if you say, is use.
Use.
What are yous doing?
I've only heard of that in very Italian parts
Yeah.
of other places in America. Wow.
Yeah.
But English teachers don't like it.
Oh, no, because it's not an actual word. Like, well, it's y'all, it's a contraction, so you can get away with
Yeah.
saying that, but use, it's YOUSE. Like, that's how you would spell it out. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. But y'all's good because it can be like singular, it can be plural.
Yes.
People do mess up where the apostrophe goes though a lot. Like it's Y apostrophe ALL. You get a lot of YA apostrophe LL, which is like it's not
Yeah.
will.
Y'all.
Yeah, it's not y'all. It's y'all. But no, I'm just committing to the bit. I moved to Texas and I was the New Jersey kid in high school and I was like, this is my identity. I dropped my Northeast accent. I don't say Mario anymore. I say Mario, but I was like, I will not say y'all. But this is a great reference because of the Houston Livestock Show.
Yes,
Romeo, they
yes.
tie the calves and stuff.
This reference feels right for Leo.
Yes.
This is when I'm like, I can understand where this is
understand.
coming from.
100%. Jason had already, summoned the storm. He shot a bolt at the statue, but it was too late. Ackman goes, bravo! And he says that Jason will make an excellent piñata. And then Psalos agrees and details that Hercules once held them upside down, so this is revenge. And Jason keeps having this situation happen where other sons of Neptune piss people off,
Yeah.
and then he has to pay the price.
Yeah.
And it's not fair to Jason.
No, I mean, most of Jason's life is not fair to
That's
Jason.
very true. That is very true. This happened with the niches. Like the nymphs were all like, oh, we got to get you back for whoever the heck trapped us here. Now this is like, I'm a different guy.
Person, like,
just because I have the same
sins of my
dad.
brother is not my sin.
Right. Leave me out of this. Ugh. So narrator Leo goes, Leo summoned a fireball. He lobbed it at Psalos, who was trying to juggle two pigeons. And I was like, juggle two pigeons and the Archimedes sphere. I was really worried that we were going to get Kentucky Fried Pigeon, but we do not.
We had to quickly jump on willthepidgeondie.com.au just to make sure.
Didn't happen, thankfully. The monkey jumps away and yells, time to leave, and the pigeons fly off, as we said they would. So he tips. It says tips, right? I think it said tips. What is the difference between tips and doffs?
This is breaking news, guys. We're going to have to quickly Google this.
Yeah. Doff?
Maybe doffs doesn't come all the way off?
Yeah, is doffing when you grab it from like the top of the hat?
Could be.
Now, I have done it. Doffing hat means to remove or lift it as a sign of respect. A gesture originating from do off. That feels pretty similar.
Yeah.
It is auto
Maybe
wanting
tips
to pull up
is
the
like it doesn't fully remove, but doffs is like the
all the
full
way.
the grab.
And hat tip maybe could just be like a little one.
Yeah.
It wants to auto pull up the Wikipedia page for hat tip, but if I had to do it, I would say hat tip is with the brim, and doff is when you like grab it from the top
Tip
and you
feels
do.
very fedora. Doff feels very bowler.
Yeah, there we are. We sorted it. But yeah, so he tips his green bowler before jumping off, which is hilarious. And then Psalos looks at the sphere, which is rolled between Leo's feet, and Leo summons another fireball and goes, try me, which is really fun.
vibe. Yeah.
And then Psalos says, bye, and backflips and joins his bro. And then the book ends the chapter with the following quote, Leo scooped up the Archimedes sphere and ran over to Jason, who was still hanging upside down, thoroughly hogtied except for his sword arm. He was trying to cut the cords with his gold blade, but having no luck. Hold on, Leo said. Just go, Jason growled. If I can find a release switch, I'll follow you when I get out of this. But don't lose them. The last thing Leo wanted was some alone time with the monkey dwarfs. But the Kirkopes were already disappearing around the far corner of the piazza. Leo left Jason hanging and ran after them. So that is the end of chapter 11, which I have retitled in homage to one of my favorite PlayStation 1 video games, Ape Escape. What have you
What is
retitled?
Ape Escape?
Oh, Ape Escape. How much time do we have?
Okay.
I'm trying to remember the exact plot of Ape Escape, but I believe it is just that there's one there's one ape in the zoo who gets like a make you too smart helmet.
Okay,
like it's
yeah.
like he becomes like hyper intelligent.
Yeah.
And then he has all of the other apes escape.
Okay.
But then he is so intelligent that he also has built, I think, either time travel portals or like a time travel machine.
Okay.
And then hides the apes like across all different like worlds set across
Sure.
time. And then you
This sounds a real classic PlayStation 1.
it's such a good game. They made a sequel and everything. You have to capture the apes from different worlds and stuff.
Yeah,
and then
okay.
bring them back. There's actually there's a pretty good story with it because like this like hyper smart ape like becomes your rival. The levels are really fun. You get all these like funky gadgets to help you find
Yeah.
them. Like one of them I remember, it kind of looks like a boomerang, and you kind of go like this. You like swing it like your Thor's hammer, and then it turns into a propeller, and then you like.
Oh, okay, that's really
propel.
fun. Yeah.
Really good. Ape
Yeah.
Escape is solid. Anyone in the crowd play Ape Escape? Isn't it good? It's super fun.
Everyone go home, find an emulator, play Ape Escape.
Yeah, everyone did. It was one of those things that like came on my PlayStation 1 like demos thing, and it was so good that I like rented it from Blockbuster, and then it was so good that I think I bought Ape Escape.
Video Easy.
Is that what you guys had instead of Blockbuster?
Yeah.
Video Easy. Was it the letter E and the letter Z?
And Y. EZY.
Oh, wait. Sorry.
Video
EZY. That's great. God, Z is also really fun.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
No, right. Because it's even funny when I go to like New Zealand and it's like, oh, NZ. No.
NZ. Okay, I named the chapter I Got Robbed by Some Baloney Dwarves.
That's good. That's really good. Okay, so that is the end of this chapter. That's the end of this portion of the episode. If you're listening to the podcast after the fact, we'll take a quick break before Q&A. So let's all say goodbye to the podcast people. It being podcast people is so good. It's so good.
Hey, it's Mick from the future here. We're going to take one more little break before we get into the Q&A, just since this is a longer episode. The little note that we have here is that there's going to be a part when we come back from the Q&A where the lack of Tasmania being on a map of Australia is mentioned. That is because I made special TNR stickers that are in the shape of Australia, but because Tasmania is an island, for the sticker to work, I could only make it like the mainland of Australia without Tasmania. I apologize for this profusely, and at every stop on the tour, if anyone was from Tassie, I gave them a free sticker as an apology. If you're interested in buying one of the TNR stickers, like you couldn't come to the show or you just want that Australia pun sticker, you can send me an email to thenewsolympian@gmail.com and I will send you the sticker for $5. I'll probably, someone's honking. But I will probably post something on Instagram about this. I've done it in the past where I have like specific stickers and you can just buy them from me directly and I'll mail them out. So keep your eyes peeled for that. It's @newsolympian is the Instagram account. But we're going to take that little quick break and then we'll get into the very fun Q&A, which has some Australian questions and some non-Australian questions and good times. And it was run by our intern, Jackson, who's been doing great work making Instagram reels. Oh, wow. Someone's very upset. Making Instagram reels and doing all sorts of good content and some audio editing that you'll hear in the future, video editing. So shout out to Jackson. Glad they helped. And here's a little break and then Q&A.
We can get right into Q&A, so let's do Q&A. Woo! So, Jackson, are you ready for the Q&A? We have 22 minutes before we get politely kicked out of this venue, so let's do some fun questions from the folks in the crowd.
So, the first question here is, I love the heading here. Tasmania is barely part of Australia anyway.
Oh my God.
I agree. To go on a quick tangent, there is a subreddit called Maps Without Tasmania.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not as bad as Maps Without all of New Zealand, which is wildly
I'm
common.
on both of those. But it is a very fun thing. So the question here that comes from Airy, did I say that right? Whatever. Which of the heroes do you think would have been friends with you if you were all at high school together?
Ooh.
Would be friends with me if I was a Australia.
Okay, so you went to an all-boys high school. I went to an all-girls high school.
Oh, perfect.
So we have two very different opinions on
Very
this.
different. Yeah. I mean, obviously Percy Jackson, like without a doubt, especially if he went to my high school and he was also like the one Northeast kid.
Yeah.
And we're like, why is this kid so mean? Like, no,
Yes.
I'm just direct. So certainly Percy Jackson. I feel like Jason also, because I feel sports, but he's like, there was the divide of sports where there was like people who played sports in my high school and were nice, and there were people who played sports and were dicks.
Yeah.
And I fell in the nice people who played sports.
Yeah.
So I think Jason would also he would probably be on the football team, and I would not be on the football team with him because I'd be like, go you. I don't want to get
we play
a
different sports,
concussion.
but fun, yeah.
Right. So I would say most likely Jason and Percy. Frank, probably not as much. Maybe. It depends. If my specific clique in high school I was the nerds who also did extracurricular activities.
Yeah.
Which, like in retrospect, incredible. Like, the people who apply themselves, fantastic. What a clique. So if Frank did some sort of extracurricular, yeah, because like my clique was like me and my friends who also did varsity sports, or like me and my friends who did theater or music or something like that. But then there was like the nerds who didn't do anything else except nerd stuff, and we were like, losers. What are you doing? Playing D&D?
Oh yeah, people like that definitely aren't in the crowd, Shoops.
I am so. It is a disservice the fact that I didn't play D&D for the first time until I was like 23 years old. Wild, given where I am at now. That's where I think I'd end up. What about you?
So I was an emo kid, so I'm probably gonna have to go with Hazel.
Oh, I love this.
Yeah, just because I went to an all-girls school, so Nico wouldn't have been there. But Hazel still has like the cool. I feel like she has cool emo vibes as opposed to Nico has annoying emo vibes. That's
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna go with Hazel, but I do love Piper as well. I think Piper and I would get on pretty well.
Shout out to my buddy Tim, who is in the crowd, who is one of my friends from high school.
Yeah.
And he is Australian. Tim, where you at? Hello. So yeah, you did like debate, right? Yeah, that was his extracurricular of why we let him in. You were ours because you came to our school sophomore year, right? Yeah. I just remember like first day it was like, oh, there's a new kid and he's Australian. And I was like, he will be my friend immediately. And then you made me a Vegemite sandwich and the rest is history. Okay, beautiful. Next question.
All good. We got a question from Paul Goddard who says, love your work and have become a big Percy fan thanks to you introducing the series to me and my wife.
Hear that, Disney?
The question is, what useful features or non-essential things would you add to the Argo 2?
Ooh, either useful or non-essential. That's pretty good.
Automatic laundry.
Laundry, that's good.
Like folds, does it all,
Yeah.
put us away for you.
Dries it, but not too dry where you're like damaging your clothes.
Yes.
That's really good. Yeah, I would love that. I mean, the food stuff that Leo does is really nice. Like
Yeah.
the food stuff is incredible. The unnecessary tech, I don't love.
And maybe just the ability to turn the screens off.
Yeah. That's a good ad. That's a really good ad. Yeah, clothes I think would be really good. All sorts of like laundry, clothes storage.
Yeah.
Because even now, like it's with all of the traveling that we're doing, and specifically with this, where we have to make sure all of our things weigh the right amount. Because all of the Australian and New Zealand airlines are like, how much does your bag weigh? I'm like,
That's
don't
an
know.
Australian and New Zealand thing?
Yeah, so America, it's all size based.
Okay.
And Australia, it's all weight based.
Well, that's because of WH&S, which is Workplace Health and Safety.
Okay.
And you can't legally pick up a bag over 30 kilos by yourself. So they need to put weight limits so that the people that work loading the planes don't put their back out.
That is so kind and
Yeah.
thoughtful. America, we're like, is it big enough? Go for it. Yeah, we'll put a thing that's as heavy on it. Don't worry. So yeah, we've had to like put all of our clothes into those like packing cubes because
Yes.
basically we get there and then we take out a duffel bag and then like take out the cubes until the weights work. So yeah, I feel like clothes storage and cleaning and all that would
Yeah.
be good. I also would love to add anytime you're in a bathroom with a heated floor or they have those like heated towel dryers,
Yeah.
those would be really nice.
We don't really have those here because it doesn't get that cold.
That makes sense.
A heated tower rack, sure, but not heated. We don't really get heated floors. Like
Yeah.
the really, really fancy houses, but
Right.
not very common.
Yeah. So something like that would be good.
Yeah.
Okay. What would you add, Jackson? What kind of fancy or unnecessary stuff would you add?
Well, funny you say that because the next question comes from your intern.
Thanks, Jackson.
What up?
Yeah, so the question that I sent in, so the Argo 2 has Wii remotes to control a bunch of stuff in the ship. I'd like to think that there are a few just laying around to be used as Wii remotes.
Yeah.
So what Wii game do you think each of the 7 will be best at? Plus
Oh, okay.
This is very important because my favorite, I never owned a Nintendo
Wii?
console
at
ever.
all,
I had a
okay.
Game Boy and that was it.
Yeah.
So I was always like playing at other friends' houses and loving
Yeah.
particular games. My favorite Wii game is WarioWare Smooth Moves. It is a perfect video game. You just do a bunch of mini games like in rapid succession with the Wiimote. So like something you'll have it in a particular posture. Like it'll be like hold it like a dart or hold it like a steering wheel. And it'll just have a thing where it's like 3, 2, 1, and then you have to do some sort of like remedial task.
Okay.
So the dart will be like, shave this guy's face, and you're like, zzz, 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 zzz. Or like driving the car, it'll be like, don't hit the rock, and you like steer out of the way of a car.
Okay.
So that's my favorite game. I feel like Leo would be fantastic at it. He feels like very tinkery. He would be very adept at it. I don't know if you have any things that are coming to mind.
Animal Crossing City Folk for Frank.
Oh, yeah. All animals in a town.
Yeah.
That's good. But let's see. If there's...
Wii Sport, probably Jason.
Yeah, Jason.
Standard,
for Wii
comes with the
Sports,
game,
boxing,
you know.
bowling. Yeah. Oh my God, that's great. That is standard comes with the game. That's really, really good. I
feel like Annabeth would be really good at a Zelda game because it like takes a
Okay.
lot of planning and thought, but there is combat.
Did you ever have a DS?
No.
Okay, so there was a game for the DS called Brain Training.
Okay. Ooh.
That
I
feels very
remember commercials
Annabeth.
for
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know if there was ever a Wii version, but
Yeah.
that feels very Annabeth.
I could see Percy being good at one of the Zelda games that involves the water. So like Wind Waker's on a boat a lot, right? So
We Sports Resort too.
Oh, yeah,
Sports
that's good.
Resort.
Shout, Jackson,
I
yeah.
would love it if Percy's only good at the water ones
It's just,
and nothing
just
else.
Resort, and Jason is just Wii Sports Classic.
And they're always fighting like, which one do we want to play? Resort, classic, bowling, whatever.
And
What's
then-
the Wii Sports Resort? I didn't have any friends that had that game, so I never played it.
Piper, I don't think this made it to the US, but there is
Okay.
a game that was big here called SingStar.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah,
feel
we
like
had SingStar.
Piper would
yeah.
be
Oh my
really
God.
good at that.
Yeah, she'd be good at that.
Yeah.
That's really good.
And then just Hazel.
Hazel, what's like something underground? Can you get like Bejeweled on?
Sure,
Wii?
I know you
gotta
can
be
get
able to
Tetris
it.
on
Gotta be
Wii,
there.
so yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And then Nico. Oh, Nico would be so good at Guitar Hero. He'd be so good. Only the emo songs
Yeah,
and the
yeah.
pop punk songs. Yeah, he'd be great. Yeah, that's a great question. Well done. Well done.
Hedge?
Hedge. Oh, only Wii Sports Boxing.
Yeah, that's all
Only
we'll
Wii Sports Boxing.
acknowledge, yeah.
And there was actually another question that was a bit of a tie-in, so I put
Okay.
it right after. Austin Bearbath, I hope I pronounced that right again, says, what are the mains of each of the 7 in Smash Bros?
Oh, that's good. The
Okay.
mains and Smash. Okay, so
Hedge is Donkey Kong.
Hedges, yeah. And let's go with like the most modern Smash, so we have the
Yeah,
most of all
yeah.
the people. Oh man,
I feel like I'm probably not going to know some of them, but that's okay.
a really good one. Okay.
Okay,
oh,
Percy is Mario, and Jason,
Jason
is Lou. Okay, Jason
Jason is Mario because it's the most boring.
and Percy is Luigi.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, because of the with the angry.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's that. I can't think of like. I'm trying to think if there's like a good like water power one, but I
don't
that's
think there
good. I mean, you
is.
can get like Squirtle. You can be Squirtle if you're a Pokemon.
Yeah, but that doesn't
trainer.
feel like Percy.
Doesn't feel like Percy enough. And then
Oh,
is it?
or Jason could be Pikachu
Yeah,
because lightning.
that's
Yeah.
good, and it's also like very classic standard issue.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could see Hazel. No, I
I
want
feel
someone
like
to be.
Annabeth would be Samus. I feel like she'd be really
Oh.
into Samus.
Yeah, because it's like
A girl, but cool.
she's a girl.
Yeah.
This person's cool, and
a girl,
also
a
a girl.
girl.
Girls are not cool. Yeah. No, that's really good. Someone, I want to pick Hazel for something where it's like digging out of the ground. So it's like villager,
Oh,
like
yeah.
plants and builds the tree,
Did-
but then
Did
also.
Doug ever make it
Dig
to
Dug
Smash
never
Bros?
made it. Dig Dug never made it, but then you
Steve
have
from Minecraft
Peach.
is in there.
Oh, see from Minecraft. Now
Yeah.
we need oh god, I can't think of the girl's name. The girl from Minecraft's name. Thank you, Alex. We need Alex in there for Hazel.
Leo is there's got to be someone with surely someone has fire powers other than Charizard and
There's a bunch of fire.
there's a bunch of
Yeah,
fire people.
yeah.
There's the people with the fire swords and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, I mean, I
feel
also like personality-wise, Leo would just pick like Ike or one of the guys with a
Yeah.
big sword because it would be like that
guy
has a
looks
big
cool.
sword. Yeah.
And there's some like of those. I think it's called Shadow Hunters. I don't know. I'm not very familiar with that sort of part of Smash Bros. That feels very Nico. Like some of those guys look very emo. Like
Okay.
I think
Yeah,
that
yeah.
sort of vibe.
And then Piper's gonna pick Jigglypuff because
She's cute.
singing, cute,
Yeah.
and then using songs
Kirby.
to attack.
Yeah.
Kirby. That's good. That's good.
And who's left? Just and Frank.
Frank. If he does pick Pokemon Trainer, he gets to be 3 different animals, kind
Yeah,
of.
yeah.
Animal Crossing is also in there. So
Just Isabel.
a lot of good choices. Good question. A lot of options. That's fun.
The next question comes from Chris Mifsud Evans. There we go. Pronounce that right.
You can also just go with first names. It's chill.
Yeah, let's do that from now on. So they say, I'm a long-time listener since Potterless days. Missed your last live show in Sydney because I was having my wisdom teeth out that day.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God, wow.
Hopefully everything's okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Good.
The question is, if Australia became the heart of Western civilization, they noted spelled with an S because Australia.
Of course.
And the gods had an Australian aspect. How would they change?
Oh my
Okay,
God,
Poseidon,
what a
Poseidon
question.
wouldn't change. Poseidon would be exactly the same.
I like that. I like
Yeah.
that. I'm definitely deferring to you here. 'cause
Yeah,
I don't
this
wanna
is tough.
say things
Okay,
that are
so
offensive.
it's hard because it's such a monoculture now. It's hard to like think what's
Sure.
iconically Australian. I can. Let's see.
I'm trying to think.
Athena feels like she would be
Maybe a little less warlike.
Yeah. Like, well, Aries, I also think would be the same. He still
Right.
feels very much like biker guy. We have a little big bikey culture here.
But I guess here's the thing. I could see him being like wilderness and like more like
Yeah.
someone's got to be more
like outback.
Yeah, right. Someone's
Yeah.
got to be more like I am not afraid of all of your poisonous things. Like, how do you have poisonous shells? How does that happen?
Yeah, that is literally my
What are we talking about?
biggest
Shells
fear.
aren't safe here?
Yeah.
Come on. So
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I'm trying to like who.
I feel like it would mostly come in like the aesthetics. Like it would
Yeah,
have
okay.
to be like the
So,
clothing, the attitude.
To me, Annabeth's mum,
Athena.
Athena, feels very much like this is going to be a very Sydney reference. An inner west mum.
Okay, describe it, please.
So like loves arts and culture. It's like the very cool area. Like mid 50s, wears big bangles, big think like Prue from
Okay.
Great British Bake Off.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
kind of
Oh,
vibe.
I love it. That's great.
Yeah. That's what
That's
I
good for
think.
Athena.
Athena. Hades. He feels like, you know what? I'm going to do suburbs in Sydney. I
Sure.
feel like
Yeah,
that's
let's do it.
probably
Great.
easier.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay, so Poseidon is definitely Bondi.
Sure.
Zeus feels like either the city or somewhere in the eastern suburbs.
Okay.
Hades feels like Surrey Hills. I don't know, maybe.
Okay.
Who else is there?
There's Hephaestus.
Hephaestus. Oh, tinkering. Okay. I'm going Marrickville because it's a very industrial area and it's like, but it's still cool. Like I think Leo would like Marrickville.
Dionysus, where's the party town?
Oh, that's the Cross or Oxford Street. Just yeah.
Okay. Feels like a lot of them that at least are fun and easy to do because like I don't know what you do for like Artemis, nature-y?
The Blue Mountains.
Okay, yeah, they're very pretty.
Yeah.
They're so pretty. The fact that you can take a train out there too, so cool.
So good,
Oh, I'm so
yeah.
jealous.
Apollo would probably be Coogee. A slightly nicer beach, not as cliche.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Sweet. No, that feels pretty good. I dig it. But that's wow. The Australia. Oh, I love it. Maybe
Yeah.
maybe there'll be
Maybe that'll
Australian
happen. Who knows?
Who knows?
Yeah.
The only thing I thought to add on that is
Yeah.
Hephaestus would be the god of Bunnings.
Yeah, the great shout.
The god of what?
Bunnings.
Bunnings.
Okay, so Home Depot.
Okay. Yeah.
It's called Bunnings.
Okay, but hopefully better because Home Depot like gives a lot of money to Trump. So hopefully
Oh no,
not
Bunnings is like a kind of got a good vibe.
Okay, good. Love that.
It's like literally. It's called Bunnings Warehouse. It is literally in a warehouse. It just
Good.
sells that sort of like
stuff you need. Yeah.
yeah. But the iconic thing about Bunnings is there every Saturday there is a sausage sizzle out the front.
You guys love having sausages. Go vote, get a sausage.
Yeah. So like usually it's raising money for charity. You go there, you
so
get your
good.
sausage, walk around Bunnings, go home.
All right, sweet. Is there any sausage-based things I should be on the lookout in January? That like, is there some?
No, they're the big two. It's elections and Bunnings.
That's great. That's good. Very, very fun. It was very fun. I remember when I did the Melbourne show last time, people were like, oh, you should get a democracy sausage. And I was like, aren't you supposed to vote? Like, I can't vote.
Literally, sorry, okay, you still have to pay for them. So it's not like
it's
like
not
I voted
free.
sticker.
Yeah.
It's not
Oh,
free.
I wish.
So you could have literally just rocked up to a polling booth and bought a
I'm
democracy
down. I'll
sausage.
do that.
Why not?
I love democracy and sausages.
Sausages,
Let's
yeah.
go. Yeah, that sounds great. I'll do that next time. I'll plan the tour accordingly.
So the next question that we have is from Liz, and it's also from Ruby and Ella.
Okay.
And it says Sydney show Q&A from the 11-year-olds.
Nice. Okay. Santa's real.
Yeah, guys, Santa is real.
So the question is, what would the 7 plus Nico and Raina's pet peeves be, and what is one of yours?
Ooh.
Pet peeves. That's
See, I
good.
have a list in my phone. I try to, because every time
Of
this
your
question,
pet
yeah,
peeves?
because
Okay.
when people ask this question, I want to have an answer, and I
Yeah.
don't remember any of them.
Okay.
Show us a list.
I'm looking at my phone.
Let's see. Okay.
Um,
Everyone's pet
okay.
peeves. Annabeth definitely
Incorrect grammar.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
when people use the wrong lesser fewer, she
Yeah.
gets really upset. Let's see.
Percy feels like I feel like he wouldn't really get that annoyed by most things.
No, he could be like me, where it's like mad when people mess up New York stuff. Like,
Yeah,
I could see him
actually,
getting
you're
upset
right.
about that.
Yeah.
Frank, I could see him getting mad when everything is very America-centric,
Yes.
which I know I am guilty of. But I feel like for him to be specifically like in the
I am the
Vancouver
Canadian.
area, like he's like, oh, everyone just always assumes like, you know,
Yeah.
the America, you shouldn't even call it North America is more than just the U.S. Like, why is it America? Yeah, I could see him like getting upset about
Nico
stuff like
would
that.
definitely be when people confuse Fall Out Boy and Panic at the Disco.
Yeah, which I agree with.
Yeah.
That's very different.
Piper.
Piper and Hazel. Piper.
I think she just doesn't like when people are rude.
Yeah.
Like,
I could also see her getting specifically mad when like people assume Aphrodite campers are all just like classic pretty girls,
Yeah,
and she is
yeah,
not. Hazel. Oh my gosh, what is a pet peeve from the 1940s? Ugh.
racism.
Yep. Her pet peeve is a racism. That pesky racism. Oh man.
And then Jason.
Jason. Oh man. Let's see. Jason.
What's a classic American pet peeve, Shoes?
I'm trying to think of what a classic but still fun American pet peeve is. I don't know, like maybe if people like mess up like Labor Day, Memorial Day, like all the different things are just like, yeah, it's America holiday. Like they're all in the summer, they're all like about the same. We all have the flags out for all of them, so I can see that. But then what is my pet peeve? I don't know, because I'm trying to be like pretty easygoing.
Yeah.
So I don't get upset about like too many things. No, okay, here's what I've said on the podcast. People say etc. instead of et cetera, because it's Latin for and all related things.
And same with...
It's literally et cetera, and it's etc when you abbreviate it. How are we saying etc.? Like, I get way more upset about that than if someone calls like espresso.
that's what I was about to say.
Or if someone says like especially instead of especially, like whatever. But you
Or-
say etc., get at it.
I don't know if this is one that happens in the US, but specifically instead of specifically.
Yeah, like it's just based on the Pacific
Yeah,
Ocean.
yeah.
No.
Yeah,
That's
that's a good
tough
one.
That's
Yeah.
a tough one. Yeah. Alrighty, what else we got?
The next question is from Iana. I hope I pronounced that one right.
Nice.
Well done.
It says, firstly, go to Spice Alley, collection of Asian food stalls.
Yes.
Okay.
Secondly, so far in the TV show of season 2 at least, what has been your favorite change from book to show?
Ooh, favorite change from book to show in
I
an
am
episode
not
that is
up to
out
date.
because I am still under strict NDA. Episode 5's out. Let's see. My favorite change. I've definitely said it like in the episodes, and I can't call.
There was one I saw today on Twitter that was Percy doing the tornado in the water.
Yes,
I thought that was really
that's
cool.
Cersei's. That
Yeah.
is cool. There's a lot. This is a tough one.
You
There's so
were a
many
big
options.
fan of the chariot races.
The chariot races are really cool, but
Yeah.
they felt like true to the book. I do like removing the yikesness of Annabeth not liking Tyson.
Yeah,
because
that's
he's
good.
A Cyclops. I guess the biggest like overall thing, it's less of a change. I just love seeing all the Clarice stuff. Like it's really fun as a big Clarice fan to see more of the Clarice stuff. That's been really fun. Everything that they've done with all of that has been really cool, including like the Percy and her like in a fight on the beach, and then Annabeth is like stabbing the people and stuff. Like, oh no. Oh my god. It's changing the Confederates to to all different people that have lost, and then including Mitch from Blockbuster. It's so funny. So good. So well done. So thoughtful. I absolutely love it. That's such a fun change. It's perfect. All right, we got time for like one more question. So let's what's any like final ones to end on a big cool note?
I do. We have a fun pronunciation.
Oh, always a good way to end it.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll get this laptop.
If they've emailed it in, I can pull it up here.
It's from Linda Ross.
Okay, I'll just search Linda, and then I'll pull it, because I'm assuming it's like read them and try to pronounce them. Okay, yeah. Ooh, okay. I think I can do this. So we'll close out the show with this from Linda. Hi, Mike. Below I've listed some of my favorite Australian place names for you to try to pronounce. Okay. I will spell them, and then I will try to say them. The first one, Bullahdelah. So how about I say it, and then you say it correctly?
Yeah.
So I would guess Bulladella?
So close.
Okay.
Bulladella.
Bulladella. Okay. Now this one I know, because last time we stayed in a hotel here, it's Woolloomooloo.
Yes.
Yeah. We stayed at a hotel that was called the Oovaloo, or the
Oh,
Oovaloo.
yeah.
So it was like, welcome to the Oovaloo at Woolloomooloo. And I was like, I don't want to make fun of this because it's probably indigenous, but
it is.
how is this possible?
Yeah, no, that is most of these are indigenous places.
Okay, so then this one, Budgiewoi, I would guess like Budgiewoi?
Yeah, Budgiewoi. Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. This next one, Watanobii, I would guess. I think someone did this at the show last time and I got it wrong. I want to say Watanobe?
I think that's right. No, it'll be, yeah.
Watanobe? Okay. And then the last one, oh man, Burrumbuttock.
I've never heard of this one.
I would guess like Burrumbuttock. Does
Is it
anyone know
already?
this
'Cause
one?
I've never heard of
Linda,
this
how do we
place.
say this one?
Dude, no, I just wrote it down.
You don't even know? You were just like on the map? That's great. I love that.
That's
Great.
probably
Then
right.
That's probably right.
Yeah.
And then ends it with also Messina has the best ice cream in Sydney. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds very resounding. I'm gonna copy paste this and text this to Kelly right now, so that we don't forget. Awesome.
It's 1.7 kilometers away, we checked.
Oh, cool. Great. Good to know. Amazing. Well, awesome. That is our final question. Thank you all so much. That was our show. Thank you so much for coming out to the show. Thank you all for making the trek out, for exhausting the allocations. So fantastic. Give it up to Polly for being an incredible guest.
Thank you.
Give it up to Jackson for running Q&A. Give it up to Shen for running the merch table. Give it up to Noah, who was running sound and did an incredible job. And then also my high school bud Tim, who the mouse malfunctioned and there was no other functioning mouse in this building. So
Yeah.
Tim drove to some sort of store to buy a mouse and then come back and then
made it in time.
Made it in time for when doors open so
Yeah.
you all could go in and it wouldn't just be silent and no music playing. So shout out to Tim for facilitating that. Whew. And of course, shout out to everyone here at the Comedy Store too for making this. This has just been like from planning this to getting the show booked to not being the Sydney Opera House. Great stuff. So round of applause for the Comedy Store too for being amazing. And of course, huge shout out to Kelly for babysitting the baby so that this show could happen. So many good things. This has been such a treat. You've all been so delightful. This is such a fun vibe. I could have done the show for 1,000,000 hours, but we only have the place for 2 and we're over time, so I got to go. But I will have to make my return to Sydney. How could I not? It's been such a fun time. Hopefully, it won't be a 4-year gap. I'd love to come back and in some point in the near future. But until then, I'll see you later. Thanks so much for coming out to the show. Oh my God, it's Elena. See you later. How good.
Hey, thanks for listening to this episode of The News Olympian. This podcast is created, hosted, and produced by me, Mike Schubert. I also run the social media and the website. Our editor is Sherry Guo. The music is by Bettina Campamanes and Brandon Krugel, and the art is by Jessica E. Boyd. If you can't get enough of the show, you can go to thenewsolympian.com/Patreon for bonus episodes, bonus content, ad-free episodes, a whole bunch of fun stuff. If you want to interact with the community around the show, you can check out the Discord, which is available to all patrons, or we're on social media. We're at News Olympian on Instagram, Blue Sky, and Twitter. And we've got a subreddit, reddit.com/r/thenewestolympian. You can also show your love for TNO by getting TNO merch at thenewsolympian.com/merch. Of course, want to give a huge shout out to our producer level patrons, Kelsey Gillespie, Vicky Garcia, Frida Vikstrom, Megan Moon, Polly Burridge, Nikki Harris, Tatiana Schmidt, Sandra Rose, Josh Sayer, Sam Ruby, Mrs. O'Leary, Milo Kim, Sandkopf, Rayla Matthews, Sky Mallory, Mick Walters, Grace, Ginger Spursboy, Bradimus Prime, Skylar Sisters, Scott Sheldon, Ann M. Thayer Cohen, Bella, Percy Jackson, Kit Kat Crumbs, Jim Jam Koopy, Andrea, not Andrea, Jordan Ray, Nico's Black, Vespa, Zayden Wintergate, Terry Rothfuzz, Certified Ghost King's emotional support friend, Lee Hartley, Persasabeth, and Alex DeLong. If you want to support the show in a non-monetary way, word of mouth is essential for podcast growth. You can tell a friend directly, say, hey, there's this Percy Jackson podcast I think you would like, check it out. You could leave a rating and review on whatever podcasting app you're using, or you could just talk about the show on social media. All these things really do help. I really appreciate anyone who has done so in the past, and I appreciate anyone who will do so in the future. But I'm just so thankful that you tuned into this episode, and I hope you tune into our next episode, where we will be joined once again by Polly Burridge, this time live in Perth, Australia, as we break down chapters 12 through 14 of The House of Hades. But until then, I'll see you later. Hey everyone, how's it going? It's me, ASMR Mike. I feel like I've been lurking in the backgrounds of all of the mid-roll break and post-credits mic stuff that we've recorded here on the laptop. We had the car horn honking, we had the birds chirping, so I feel like my job has been complete. So I'm just glad that I could be along for the entire ride and not just for the end of it. Thank you all so much for listening.